Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jackal Cup Series here from Daytona Beach, Florida with the Daytona 250. I am your host, Kohler, and I'm joined by AJ and AJ. We're going to be starting the grid walk shortly. Fellas, how are we feeling on this fine morning?
You know, it's always great to start off the season here at Daytona, one of the best racetracks in the world, no matter where it's represented. Roadblocks, iRacing, real life. This place is special, and we're going to get a special race here today. These guys, some of the best plate racers on the platform, and today we're going to get a good show out of these boys. AJ, last season, Creasem won this race. Do you think he has what it takes to repeat?
I think he does. He's been really great on plate tracks, and I think he has a chance to get it done today.
Well, we're about to get we're about to get through the grid walk here. It is a lot of high energy here today. Now, Jacob, it's been a while since we've had a race here in Jackal Racing. We've had the off season, and now we're back. Is there anything that you're looking out for today that's going to stand out compared to previous years, or anything that you think is going to be kind of different or new for the folks at home?
I think that some things are going to be able to shake up this season a little bit. One thing that I do want to talk about, Smart Coder's first season as an owner-driver, defending champion from last season, depending on how managing that team and driving for the same team at the same time, depending on how he's able to balance his time and stuff, I think it's going to be a very, very interesting season if he manages to get that down pat. We may see him repeat. Two more people that we want to talk about. We got Zayden Core and Petaz. Both of these guys absolutely shocked the world in Division 2 last season, and they've been promoted to Division 1 this season. Both of them are being set to be championship contenders, so be on the lookout for them in today's race. DSA Majors pole sitter won the duels. He may have what it takes to take the win. That 00 is looking bad fast out there.
Yeah, it's the DSA Major's always been very good on this platform, and, you know, he's a solid driver, and I think that this season could be the year that he really takes it to the next level. We've seen him work a lot in practice with other cars. I think he's the kind of guy that you can look out for in this race as someone who might not be front-running, even though he's on the pole. He's a smart driver, and I think he knows what it takes to win here, and I think we can expect a good performance out of him. So, fellas, y'all want to get down to the grid walk and talk to these drivers?
Absolutely. I think now is a great time to do that.
All right, so let's, why don't you lead us here, Jacob? You're the one with the spreadsheet up.
Yep, we got DSA Majors on pole. Your car's been bad fast all week. How are you feeling about today's race?
DSA, you're on. So, how are you feeling about this race, buddy?
Hey, feeling pretty good today, honestly. You know, got the pole, won the duel, so just trying to keep that momentum going.
Absolutely. Your car's been bad fast all week. Do you think we'll see green flag pit stops in this run? And if so, do you think your crew's going to be able to get you through that in the first position off the pit road?
Yeah, no, I think we're going to see those today. Probably a lot of fuel, a lot of fuel takers rather than tires. So probably a lot of action in the pits in that regard.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, is there anything you want to say on behalf of your team before we go ahead and get started?
Well, I think XMS showed up this weekend, and we'll probably continue to be strong as we were last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was pole sitter DSA Majors in the 00 for today's race. Now we've got the 8 of Super Soldier in second place, and then we're going to be moving on to Petaz in the number 26. Petaz, how are you doing today? That seems like we're having some difficulty.
I was going to say here, so I can't bring him in.
Is he not here?
I don't see him in the AJ. Do you see him in the Race Comms channel?
I'm not too sure. Let's see.
That's not good. Well, he was on the schedule to ask questions, but we'll go ahead and move on. We've got Creasem in 5th. We're going to be talking to him. We got Creasem in 4th here in the 27. Creasem, how are you doing today? Creasem, how you feeling about today's race? Absolutely. We can absolutely tell your car looks great, been bad fast all week. We were talking to the 00 about green flag pit stops. How do you think that's going to have an effect in today's race? What do you think we're going to see out of pit road?
So you guys will be seeing some speeding penalties. The brakes are a little bit more weaker than they have been in the past Super Speedway races. So expect some speeding penalties. I hope to not be caught speeding, but only time will tell if I speed or not.
We will have to see. Another thing, what do you think is going to be seen specifically on conserving fuel? How do you think fuel saving is going to play a factor in this race? What do you think we're going to see?
I feel like for those that want to save, you might have to run the outside. Although it is the slower line, you get a run off the corner. So you do save some fuel there. So for those that are going to save, expect them to run the high side.
Absolutely, and I mean, you're in the Canadian Tire 27. Fuel saving's always been a key part of this track. You have to have enough gas to go to the end. You confident in your team's ability to maybe manage that fuel and keep it at a level to get you to the end of the race?
Oh yeah, we're confident. We have a little strategy going up. We have a little strategy going. I'm pretty sure the boys will be able to make it to the end and be there when the white flag drops.
Absolutely. We've got in the thank you, Kreesum. We'll be moving on to the next driver here shortly. We got in the number 21 and 6 position, we got Sleesher, and in number 7, for the number 12 car, we've got Smart Coder, defending champion from last season. It's his first season as an owner driver. Smart Coder, how are we feeling about today's race?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. Got a lot of friends.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you guys maybe we didn't get exactly where you wanted to in qualifying and your first season as an owner driver. How's that been working out for you?
I mean, it's working out pretty well. Obviously, all our cars made it. Pita he just joined right now, so he'll be here. We'll have 6 Fords in the race, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Matt and Super Soldier did really well working together in Duel 2. I wish I could say the same about Duel 1, but we kind of had everything fall apart late in the race. And we kind of were planning for a fuel save run to the end to make it, and when a caution came out because of the Toyotas wrecking each other, it kind of screwed our strategy up. But I feel pretty good about our shot today.
Absolutely. And one thing that we were kind of talking to all of the drivers about was saving fuel and green flag pit stops. What I kind of want to get your perspective on is, as a team owner, right, how scary is it coming to this track where the accidents can be really, really massive?
And it's definitely sketchy. You don't want to all get caught up in a wreck and like your whole team be having to fix damage and get lapped. It's definitely not. But I'm not too concerned. I mean, we've had a few big wrecks in the test racing we've done and in the duels. I mean, but I mean, like for example, in the duel 1, the only reason the whole team made it was because of the big last lap wreck going at 3. So you just got to play it smart and be kind of on your toes going around this place. I mean, it's a long race, so hopefully there's not too much chaos too early. But
Yeah, there's always a lot of racing left to go. Super excited to see what that Red Bull 12 is able to do. Go out there, make you boys proud. Thank you very much, Smart Coder.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we got wide receiver in 8th position. It's his first season back. He's been gone a while, guys. It's been pretty good. Wide, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I'm doing all right. I can hear you very well.
Hell yeah, that's what we like to hear. Obviously, the duels didn't go super well for you, qualifying in the back half of the field. But tell me, what has your team got up their sleeve to maybe try and get yourself back up towards the front, towards the middle of this race?
Well, as of right now, it's looking like a one-man show for my team, I'll be honest right now. We only had 2 of our guys qualify. It would be me and our owner, Brian. But looking at the rest of the field, I don't see anybody else that's repping the Shocks logo. So this is looking like it's going to be a dogfight for myself, mostly.
Gotcha. Gonna have to pull some real Dale Earnhardt maneuvers to get through all of these cars in that GameStop number 23. We were talking a little bit about fuel saving. We were talking a little bit about green flag pit stops. We're talking about just avoiding the big one. But for you specifically, I want to get your voice on pushing, working with the other drivers. Who are you looking to work with today? Who's got the bulldozer car out there on that track right now?
I'm looking to work with whoever's in front of me. As it always is, Daytona is a super speedway. Anybody can be good, anybody can be fast, and anybody can win this race. So it's all looking to be at the front of the pack at the end of the race, looking to get that last run off the last corners to just get in front to win the race. That's the main prerogative. It's just surviving the rest of the race that's the problem.
I gotcha. And I mean, it's no secret, right? You've been gone a while, wasn't able to race last season. So this is going to be your first season back in a while. Mr. Wyatt, how are you feeling coming back? How's it feel to get back in the car? And do you feel confident in your ability?
It feels nice. I think that I haven't really lost too much of an ability. I feel like I can still work a strategy around these guys and use that knowledge instead to mainly get into the front. But I also feel like there's a lot of strong competitors that have been ramping it up ever since I've been gone. I still have to figure out who's strong and who's not on this field, but I'm fairly confident in my ability to get in the front of this race. I think I have a solid chance.
Absolutely. And we're excited to see what that GameStop number 23 is able to do here in the Daytona 250 for the Jackal Racing League. So thank you very much, Mr. Wyatt. We'll be moving on to the next driver shortly. In the number 18, we got Yikes Piano. This is one of the guys we were talking about in the first in the pre-race section. We were talking about him. He was a really, really big D2 star. Coming up in the number 4, we got Zayden Core. 24. Zayden, can you hear me?
Zayden ain't got a mic, I don't think. Zayden, can you wave for the camera? Oh, you do talk? Well,
That's Diamond Beast Law. What are you guys talking about?
Oh,
yeah, this is Diamond Beast. What are you?
What are you talking about? Okay, I'm looking at the starting grid. I'm being told all sorts of stuff. We got Diamond Beast Law in 10th position, apparently, even though that's not what was
I
happening.
guess somebody was a no-show.
Yeah, I guess because this order's a little jacked up. But
we got penalties. We got penalties. I see. Gotcha. We got Diamond Beast Law.
Let's bring in the man Diamond here. Diamond, can you hear us?
We can hear you loud and
Can
clear.
you hear me?
Heck yeah, Diamond. All right, we were talking to the other drivers a little bit about all sorts of the elements that go into this race. But one thing that we were kind of wanting to ask these guys in the back, obviously the duels didn't work out for you the way that you wanted, but you did qualify and you're here now, so you got to work with the hand you've been dealt. Who are you looking to work with to maybe get up towards the front?
Honestly, any of my teammates, any Fords, anyone who's really willing to just try playing safe for the beginning of this race. You're not going to win it early, and I think me and my team really found a good dynamic throughout Duel 1, and seeing how both my teammates made a photo finish for Duel 2. I think we got a lot of speed, we got a lot of strong teamwork. I think Smart's a great leader, so we got a lot going for us here in Daytona. Really just going to be how we survive and how we play our cards.
Absolutely, and that's always the thing, right? When you come into this track, you're just willing to do whatever it takes with whoever you got to work with to get to the front in that Mobile 1 number 4. So again, Diamond, talk to me, right? We were talking a little bit earlier about green flag pit stops. How do you think the green flag pit stops are going to be going today? What do you think we're going to be seeing the most of down on pit road?
It's just going to be communication. It's going to be really coming down to see what guys are going to want to do. I think tires are going to be just something everyone's going to want to get just every stop. It's just going to be coming down to who wants to get the most fuel at certain times. I think every team's got different strategies here. I think the Fords will hopefully be on at least the same note or at least something close to that. So it's really just going to be a execution thing. Just got to make sure you don't speed, because speeding here is going to ruin your day. Got to just make sure we also don't crash coming down. So it's gonna be a battle for sure, but I'm excited. I think our team's I think we've practiced enough to where we should be fine.
Gotcha. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Diamond. We'll be moving on to the next driver shortly. Good luck in that Mobile 1 number 4.
Thank you.
All right, we got in the 34 in 11th place. We got Brian NASA Space, and then we got Trainwreck in 12th in that number 33, American Cancer Society, Cancer Action Network, and then in the number 83, all the way down in 13th, we've got Blitz, and then 15th, we've got Polar Garrett lining up in the rest of the field, and then we've got Pidaz out here in the Red Bull number 92. Pidaz, can you hear me? Pidaz, can you hear me?
Sir, what's up?
Hey, Pidaz, how are you feeling going into this beautiful day at Daytona Beach?
I'm feeling great. Well, we qualified P3, and because we finished second in Duel 1, but since we arrived a little late, we have to start from the back. And to keep Smart's prediction accurate, we're going to try to go from last to first by lap 1 to keep his prediction accurate, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We will see how it goes in that Red Bull number 92. So talk to me here, Pidaz, right? We talked to the other drivers about all of the kind of the elements that go into this race, but there's one thing we've yet to talk about with and that is the big one, right? It lurks, it waits, and it strikes whenever it feels. Talk to me, especially starting from the rear. When and where do you think the big one is going to strike today?
I feel like it's going to be early. I feel like everyone's gonna be a little anxious in the beginning, like portions of the race. So I feel like it's gonna be early. My prediction is like around 6 cars because in the test races we have, they've been pretty big. So that's kind of what I'm worried about starting from the back. But I feel like I can avoid wrecks pretty decently, but we'll see.
We will have to see. Again, Daytona, very push-heavy track. All it takes is one wrong push from the pointed nose of those Chevrolets, and you're going around. So it's luckily for you, you've got a Ford, so I don't think you'll be turning anybody today, but we will have to see. Thank you very much, Pete. Good luck to you in the Red Bull number 92. AJ, how are we feeling? Who do we think is going to win this race?
I really like Kreisum's chances, but before we get into that, we gotta give a shout out here to Brian NASA Space. We gotta bring this boy in here. He's been racing here. He is old enough to be some of these guys' father, all right? Brian NASA Space, a student of the game, a teacher of the game. Now, Brian, you're rolling off dead last. What's it gonna take for you to at least have a respectable finish today?
Hey man, I'm just here for the points, man. I don't plan on winning at all. I don't think I can win. If I win, I'll be surprised.
That's the Brian we like to hear. Very confident as always. I think. I don't think that was resigned aloofness. I guess we could say. Now, also, is there anybody out there rolling off last? Is there anyone you're looking to help out? We see a lot of times slower drivers will help out other drivers with the push.
I plan on helping out my teammate. That's pretty much it. X wide. That's my guy. That's the future me.
Yes.
Without
very
the
nice.
Without the I can't really say it, but you know.
Yeah. I don't think we can say that on the broadcast.
Yeah.
But Ryan, as always, getting us fined. Thank you very much for the talking, and good luck out there, buddy. I hope you still make it.
I'm just seeing AJ.
Yes, Brian, I love you, man.
Yeah. These two go way back. Look at this. Brian,
yes, we do.
Just a bundle of love coming out of this number 9 car. Now, Jacob, I gotta tell you, man, Kreisum is giving me the vibes that he has what it takes to go back to back. He is just such a skilled driver here. We might not see him in the lead until lap. It's 250, so 49, I think, right? Yeah.
Hey, man, math is for smart people. I joined the military, so that's all I'm going to say about that. But I'm really liking what DSA Majors brings to the table in that double series. Starting from pole, did really well in both duels. I really do think that we're going to see DSA Majors win this race.
Yeah, and speaking of Kreisum, we've got an interview package that was prepared for us by the network here. Jackal, take it away. Let's get this interview package with the man, the myth, the legend, Kreisum.
And I am from downtown Los Angeles. How I got into Jackal Racing is one of my friends from Ohio. I just shot him out, fish. He was watching the Daytona 500 in 2020. Then he saw the Ryan Newman flip. He messaged me about it. Then him and I were hoping that he would be okay. Then we met some guy named Vuko, and we became a trio. We started exploring NASCAR games on Roblox. Then we came across Jackal Racing Daytona, and we were messing around in the Publix, and we saw some of the league cars like Brian NASA Space's Old Spice car. Good Square had a car in Jackal Racing Daytona as well. So we started messing around Jackal Racing Daytona. We got into Jackal Racing Tampa Bay. I joined the league since I found a Discord and tried out, got D3. Jackal shut down, tried out again, and got D1 and haven't got demoted since. I don't want to expect too much. All I want to achieve is a top 5 finish in points. Obviously, I want to get at least a race win. At least to back up the wins I had last season. I don't expect to win a championship this season. It's going to be a tough fight with Smart Coder and obviously the rookies that got promoted from D2 and some of the guys that got D1 thanks to tryouts. Obviously haven't seen them on the racetracks we'll be racing at, so I don't want to say like, hey, I expect myself to be top 3 in points. It's fair enough to say that I expect myself to be at least top 7. I was bummed out, really. I really was. Because to be that close honestly sucked. I had things in my control. I think it was Atlanta. Was it Atlanta? It was Texas. I had things in my control at Texas. I should have short pitted that race. If I won, it should have given me some points, but I ended up having to do with second place because I think it was Trainwreck short pitting, which eventually he undercut me, I think. So basically forfeited the win there, unknowingly. Then when Smart Coder dumped me at Homestead, I just knew from that point onward it was just over. All I could do was just run Auto Club, knowing that whatever I did, Smart Coder would be champion regardless. So I was pretty bummed out, but that's racing.
And it's gonna be crazy at the line, winning the race. What a finish!
I did not expect myself to be in that forward position. I thought heading into the last lap that I was going to be spun or just flip entirely. Because honestly, you know how super speedways go, everyone's aggressive on that last lap. I wasn't expecting to get a run on the inside and barely snatch it from, I think it was Stampy, who's on the grass.
The zero completely sideways, he's going to be able to save that. Stampy to the lead in the 32.
I was really excited to win the 250. And it was just a matter of waiting for the photos regarding the finish because it was a photo finish. I didn't know if I won since it was a very close finish for the win. Getting a back-to-back 250 win requires a lot, really, because you have to plan yourself out in the right space at the right moment. You have to know who you're racing with. You have to know if they're going to be aggressive, how aggressive they will be on the last lap. You have to know if they're going to keep on pushing you regardless of what happens. Like if I have an XMS teammate behind me, will they stay with me or will they abandon me and try to go for their first win or their second win per se? It's just a matter of position yourself at the right place at the right time, and you'll hopefully get a top 5 finish. I don't expect to go back to back at all, but we'll have to see how that race runs out. I'm just hoping for a top 5 to back it up. To get a win would be really nice, but top 5, I'll be fine with the top 5 for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jackal Racing Cup Series. I am your host, Kohler, and I'm joined by AJ and AJ. Once again, fellas, we're moments away from the green flag, and you can feel the tension in the air.
Yes, and we're standing in victory lane right now. This is where the winner is going to be at the end of this thing. And man, I tell you, it's going to be a good race out there. It's 250 miles. It's pretty long by Roblox standards. Now, we've talked about Creason. We've talked about wide receiver. Who do you guys think are maybe some of the black horse candidates? Some of the guys who you wouldn't think of, but might be out there surprising us today.
Honestly, I'm really liking X White's chances. I think that the attitude that we saw from him in the pre-race interview, he's obviously willing to do whatever it takes to win this thing. He's maybe looking to jump some guys in the pit stops with a little bit of an aggressive strategy and maybe save towards the end of this race. I'm really liking the way that he's looking. I think he's going to win this. I think he's definitely going to be up there towards the front.
Yes, I'm looking at a big name who's towards the back, Trainwreck 7. He's been always pretty good in these plate races, and I think he has a chance to make his way up to the front and be up there, at least in the contention on the last few laps.
Yeah, Trainwreck's always real good. A guy I'm looking at, kind of as a outlier candidate, Zayden Core 24 in that 34 car. I think he could maybe surprise us. I don't know. Something about just the way he's conducted himself. That's a great message by Trainwreck. The way he's conducted himself has impressed me, and I think that even if he's going to be stranded in the middle of the pack, he's someone you could look at, maybe not as a winner, but as a guy you want to have in line with you.
And they're rolling off now.
Yes, they are rolling off the grid. Engines are started. They're moving up and down the track, trying to get those tires warm, and we are all but moments away. We've got Robloxian in that pace car. He actually won the Division 2 race not too long ago, so congratulations to him and his team. And as a reward, he'll be driving the pace car for today's Cup Series race. So big ups to him. And again, a lot of these cars, I mean, a lot of these cars just look absolutely fantastic. That 18, that 00 are really ones that stick out to me right now. Those paint schemes are beautiful, to say the least.
Yeah, and I think DSA Majors, you know, rolling off on pole at Daytona, it always feels good. You always want to be on pole. But do you ever just feel maybe you almost feel stranded out there, you know, because you can't control the runs of the guys behind you. Especially on roadblocks, you really can't control the guys behind you and the way they're making runs on you. And I feel like you don't want to be leading, you know, the whole way through, because it turns out a lot of times at Daytona, leading with coming off, you know, turn 2 in the last lap, if you're leading, you're not going to win. So I wouldn't be surprised if DSA Majors leads that first lap and then tries to get in line with some teammates and just run down laps here. I don't think the aggression is going to be too big coming out of the gate for these guys, but I definitely think that DSA Majors is a smart plate racer, and all these guys are smart plate racers, so I think we're going to see these guys get in line sooner rather than later, and I think we're going to get laps run down, you know?
We will have to see. We saw contact between a couple of those cars in the formation lap. That was the 27 and the 8 of Super Soldier getting into it a little bit. We'll have to see what happens. All right.
These cars do have damage now. We've talked about it a little bit. They have some damage now, and we saw during practice one car hit the wall and start smoking. And we heard during the drivers' meeting that if a car is off pace, they will be required to pit. If you get, you hit the wall, you break your car. And that's going to be something to look out for. These big ones, in previous seasons, we've seen just tons of huge wrecks, and there's no real consequence.
Now there is a consequence to having these big wrecks, and all new cars this season. Throughout the off season, they were Icky and some other people were building these cars up from the ground up, basically, and we'll see them in action today for the Jackal Racing Cup Series Daytona 250. I just want to say before we start, thank you guys for watching this broadcast. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday. We appreciate you, and I hope you guys enjoy this broadcast.
Yes, we love the fans, we love the viewers, and we love commentating, we love the series. And I'd just like to say, Icky's done a great job with these new cars. The racing's going to be good. I've seen some of the test races. I think that the racing is going to be impeccable today, and I think we're going to get a good show out of these things. And we said it was 2 to go a couple laps ago. I hope the pace car is rolling off this time. The lights are out, and DSA Majors is going to be leading them off turn 4 here.
Absolutely.
Now, guys, on the spot, who do y'all think's winning?
I absolutely still believe DSA Majors is going to win this race. Pace car is in. We are inching towards the restart zone. The tension in the air collapsing under the weight of 15 cars, 880 horsepower. They're coming to the start zone. Green flag this time. Bumper to bumper, band for band here at Daytona. They are green at DSA Majors. Looks to be taking the lead.
And we got cars 4 wide in the middle of the pack there. Going to see how that shakes out. We saw one guy shoot onto the apron to avoid running over the guy in front of him. These runs are going to be big, especially in the early laps. Right as we're getting up to speed, we're going to see these runs because you're going to have more speed in proportion to the cars around you as we get through the gears here. And we got one car on the apron almost spinning out there. Looks like some guys are dropping. Oh, we got trouble in the back. One car's around.
And we got a car around. Trouble. He's on his lid. It's Gonzalez. Gonzalez is down and he is out. We've got a caution coming out. He's on his lid. What a flip that was for Brian Nassa's space. Oh my goodness.
And it ain't a surprise, Brian, part-timer. Never been the cleanest driver. He's trying to get that thing flipped over without the help of the admins. I don't think he's going to have much luck.
Oh my gosh.
And that was a hard around as they wreck as they try to get through the slowdown here, but I don't think that's going to affect anyone. Looks like everyone's good. Might have seen that car shred his tires. The number 27 definitely shredded his tires there after the caution came out, trying to avoid crashing as they get in line here. Sleekster wins the race back. And we see Brian on his side still.
It is so unfortunate that he is wrecked on this first lap. I mean, that was Danica Patrick-esque.
It was. And I think we scared him during the interview. I think it's our fault.
We might have.
Yeah.
He looks to be okay. He's back to driving the car. No need for the AMR safety team to make a response. We'll see, again, like you mentioned earlier, Sleesher winning the race back to the
hit
line.
He's still hitting the wall. He's driving
Yeah,
around.
that something is definitely broken on that 9 car. I don't think we're gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see him come back out.
Yeah.
Well, they can get repairs and they can get fixed. It's roadblocks, so thankfully our pit crews are just really good. You know, they're amazing. Unfortunately for him, though, it looks like he's going to be at the back of the line again. And I don't know if he's going to lose a lap in the pits. I don't know what the rule is around that, but that car is slow around the track. The tires are shredded and the car's got damage. So we're going to see Brian at the back, and that means his teammate on Shocks Racing ain't going to have any help. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out in the pack. The pits are closed this time by. Any surprises on that first lap? We didn't get to see a lot of racing, but anything that stood out to you guys?
They went single file in the first corner. That was something I thought we were going to get too wide racing, and then when we came down to the green flag, everybody just kind of fanned out and went wherever. But in that first corner, we saw everybody kind of file into that single file line. Pit road is open this time. Are we going to see green flag stops for damage? It looks like one car made it past the commitment cone and then dipped back out. I don't know if that's a penalty. That's going to be close to borderline, but we're seeing everybody come into the pits here and starting to make their pit stops. It looks like that's the 83 that's staying out of the pits. Or excuse me, that is the 8 of... No, it's not the 8 of Super Soldier.
Whoever that was, I'd be surprised if that
is the number 83 of...
It's the 83. It's Blitz. That's Blitz in the 83. He stays out to take the lead. Everybody else making green flag pit stops. I'm not really sure why. I'm not sure how bad the tire degradation is out here, but it's certainly after running one lap of green.
As far as you can here, because it's not like it's sim racing or actual racing where you can really control it. You can clutch, you know. So you can't really extend the fuel run any way besides running the top line to save fuel by keeping the throttle, keeping it consistent.
Yeah. Blitz is in first, I do have to say, me and Blitz go way back. We were in this Formula E league that was actually a part of me and AJ's old sanctioning body that we used to run.
Good old RRF.
Yeah, good old RRF. And I mean, it's great seeing Blitz back in the car. And in the lead.
And driving that Bob Inc. car. Nice to see Bob still around in the community after all these years. Still sponsoring rides out here. Now, I'm surprised he wasn't given a penalty. I'm shocked, but
Yeah, he did go past the commitment cone. That's something that I kind of wanted to call attention to, is that he definitely made it past the commitment cone, commitment line, whatever you want to talk, or whatever you want to call it. He definitely went past it and then decided to stay out. So I'm not sure if we'll see a penalty coming down from Jackal.
We got a car. Sorry to interrupt. We got a car blowing up. It's a number 18 car, blew up at the back of the line here.
Oh, we got engine trouble.
He's going to have to go down pit road and get that repaired. Thankfully, again, pit crews on roadblocks can switch out an engine in 12 seconds. But unfortunately for him, that's going to bring him at the back of the line. We've also got a penalty for the number 34 of Zadencore. He's been sent to the back of the line for a tire out of the pit box. So that will be unfortunate for him.
Oh, man. That is just, that's unfortunate for them. Yeah, really bad.
Still recover. And we see Brian giving spots back at the end of line 2. So they're going to be choosing next time by. Now, we're early in the run. We just pit. We're early in the fuel run. We've just reset the fuel run effectively, unless you're the car leading Blitz. So I assume he's going to have to save a little bit. But do you guys want to take that high side and save fuel, or do you want to get on the bottom and get in line right away? Which would y'all rather do?
Honestly, I'm looking at leading that high side, because the longer in the run that you go, the more people are going to want to go to that high side. And if you're at the front of that line, you've got a big train behind you pushing you to the lead. So I think that leading that outside line, even though it might cost you track position early in the run, by the time we get to the end of this thing and have to do green flag pit stops, you're going to be in the lead on the high side. So I definitely think that is where you want to be. Keep an eye on that 9 car. He's back out on track here. Third from the rear. Man, we'll have to see. After flipping on his lid, I wonder if we'll see him up towards the front at the end of this thing.
Well, his confidence, he may be unshakable, Brian, but I think his confidence wasn't great coming into this race. It can't be any better after wrecking on the first lap. You'd have to think he's going to play it safe for a little bit, especially after destroying the car. And he seems to be letting people by here at the back. Slow on the apron. I believe he's to the back because he had to pit for damage.
Yeah.
And they're going to pit this time by. We're going to see where everybody goes. I can.
We're not
in
gonna
the
pit. We're gonna
choose
go to the
cone.
choose
Choose
cone.
cone.
Excuse me. I'm
Looks
rusty.
like
I'm rusty.
83 staying
fine.
low, 21 going high, 00 going high, 27 high, 12 low.
Yeah, it looks like that
looks
12
like it's
car
going
is
to
a
round out our
benefactor
top
there.
6.
12 car got
Nice.
to jump up 4 spots because of that choose rule there, and that he's the real benefactor here of all those guys going high. We're going to see
Look
if
who's
he
behind
stays
him.
slower though.
Look who's behind him. It's wide.
Ex wide receiver, that Shocks car, owned by Brian NASA Space. I mean, look, Smart Coder benefiting from that choose rule lineup there. He has his new team, Coded Sky Racing. They're basically going head-to-head here with Extreme Motorsports. It's Ford versus Toyota here in this race.
Yeah, and that for years kind of defined the top level of racing on this platform was those two teams. You know, these are two very good race teams, very well run. They run a tight shop, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how the manufacturer alliances play out during this race.
Mm-hmm.
And it always is, because you're always going to be trying to work with guys who are on your team or in your alliance. And I think it'll be interesting to see how that goes throughout the race. So the 83 car is going to be the control car here. That is surprising, to say the least, that he stayed out. But, you know, I like the gamble. I like the gamble. He started 14th, and now he's going to be leading the field on lap 5. And may be able to get some track position here when this all shakes out to the next pit stop. I like the strategy here from Blitz.
Yes.
I honestly like it a lot as well. I think that pitting on the second lap, unless you had damage from that crash, was kind of a boneheaded move in my opinion. Even if you're down a couple of laps on the pit stop, I think that pitting early is always the way to go. That way, as long as you save enough fuel on the second half of this race, if you pit early, you're going to be very much in the advantage in terms of track position. Green flag waves this time. They're bumper to bumper, band for band. Again, contact between the 21 and the 83. That shoves him down below the yellow line. They're full wide back there. Look at them go.
Really put him down.
Yeah,
wow,
he did
look at
really come down
Trainwreck in the middle back there.
Some damage. Look at that 21. It's falling back quickly. We've got one man alone. No help on the high side. That's DSA Majors in the 00. Smart Coder looks to be staying in this bottom lane in that 12 car. And
Yeah,
Blitz now has to control these
down
lanes.
right now. Everybody wants to get down or up. They want to get in that lead line. 83 car did a good job of controlling that restart here. And look at this. There's single file for the front four, but behind there, everybody's making moves, trying to get that track position here early in the run. And we're 4 wide.
Oh, wait a second. We're almost 4 wide. Trouble. 23's around. Hard into the wall goes the 00 as well. Now coming back down, sliding across the field. Those two cars are going to have damage. Another car on the wall. That's the 88. He brushed the wall, coming back to the start-finish line. Blitz will win a race back to the line from the caution flag. We've got one car careening to the infield. That's going to be... They're going to hit the wall head-on with the rear, spinning around. And ladies and gentlemen, that was a rough one.
Yeah, that...
Schleicher got into the 23. 23 of wide receiver lost it. Head on into the wall, taking out the 00 in the process.
That was just a boneheaded wreck that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
We're going to be having a red flag here on the back straightaway. I assume we're going to get a server restart. Some guys are complaining about lag.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of lag here, but still, this early in the race, you cannot be racing that hard. DSA Majors on the high side with the 21 of Schleicher. I mean, look, it's just too early, man. You need to be conservative at this point. I know we're anxious because of these new cars, new season. We want to get those points and to get like a frig. Whatever. I'm mad.
All right. Cars involved in that wreck. We saw, obviously, the 00 and the 23 were both hard into the wall. Another car that brushed the wall was the 88 of Trainwreck. He looks like he's got some damage on the right side. That red flag is going to hold up the race for a considerable amount of time. Pace car is out. And that was a rough one. That's another reason why...
a little bit of damage in that, and they're going to have to pit again right after a pit stop. And if you're trying to play the strategy game like Blitz was, that's the last thing you want to see, is another thing that's going to break up the pit stops. Because now I think the call goes for Blitz to pit, I think he has to pit now. That's going to really mess up the strategy here. We don't know what they're deciding under this red flag. Might be a server restart, might be... I mean, I've seen leagues sometimes, it gets laggy. It's like, all right, you guys at the back, you bums, get out of here. I'll slow down the server. So we'll see if they do that. I don't know.
It's all going to be up to Jackal here, deciding
what they figure
what's
out
going to
here.
happen.
Now,
And-
for the aggression this early in the race, could you guys think of any good reason why they'd be racing that hard that early?
I really don't know. I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. I mean, that 21 got into the door on the start of the 83 pretty hard. 83 looked to take it on the chin and keep moving, but that 21 fell back a lot of spots, and it was a good thing for him too, because he or maybe it wasn't such a good thing for him too, right? Because again, we saw it affect his handling in that third turn. He came down and slammed right into the 23. So. I don't know if it was a handling issue, if something's bent, broken, whatever. But these cars, again, they will not have access to the pit lane during this red flag, so there's no chance for them to get repairs. I can't see any good reason to be doing any of that on the first few laps of this green flag run.
Yeah, there is a server restart, Jack.
Yeah, we're gonna get a server reset here. That. Yep. So this also the server reset. It's going to make it a little bit less laggy for all these boys out here. Mm-hmm. But it's also going to give everybody a chance to kind of sit back and think, you can kind of get in a better headspace. I mean, I don't know if either of you guys have driven much recently, but it is a chance to kind of center yourself, find your center, get in that zone where you can just drive and run down laps. Because right now, I mean, the guys are antsy. It's a new season. It's the biggest race of the year. It's on a broadcast. It's a broadcast race. And some guys get real scared by that, as we've seen. So, yeah, I think the server restart's going to help these boys settle down a little bit.
Maybe get a chance to maybe calm some of those nerves, use the bathroom, do whatever it is you got to do. We're not sure as to the extent of this red flag, but for now, the server is being... actively restarted. Original one hasn't been closed yet. We'll keep you posted on the progress of this red flag.
We're on a red flag here, and we're going to go to break here on Jackal Racing Network. Thank y'all for staying with us here, and we're going to be back with continuing coverage of the Daytona 250 after this.
All right, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jackal Racing Network with the Jackal Racing Cup Series. I am your host, Kohler. I'm joined by AJ and AJ. We're getting ready to get this race restarted after that previous red flag. If you haven't joined us for the first part of this race, it was a pretty doozy caution, fellas. What happened?
Yeah, it was a big wreck. It was caused by... Also, guys, if you sit down, it messes up the spectate. So stand over here.
Dang it.
It messes up my keybinds. Yeah. So... It was a big wreck. It was caused by guys being over-aggressive, trying to change lanes. We've turned the server on and off again. We've reset it. We've hit that power button. Hopefully this will cause the lag to go away. Blitz is going to be leading, as he was before the red flag. And I believe that we're going to be restarting on lap 8. AJ's rejoining to get his lag under control. I think that we're going to see the boys calm down a little bit. They've had some time to think. And hopefully they've all noticed, wow, we have completed like 1.5 green flag laps. Let's calm it down here. So we're going to see if these boys can get it restarted. Everybody's getting in line. Everybody's coming around the pace car.
Yeah, we are just waiting at the moment for this to get back underway. I don't think they'd open
pit road here, honestly. I don't think there's a need to. I mean, everybody's got a fresh tires, fresh tank of gas. The engines are going to be a little cold compared to, we had guys blowing under caution during the last caution period. I don't think we're going to see any of that during this post-red flag server reset.
We will have to see. We will have to see. A lot of obviously all of the damage and all of the wear and tear on these cars has been reset. So keep your eye on that number 9, that number 23. And that's 000 back there. Those cars are bad fast. And with the damage reset, they're going to have a fresh start here on this racetrack. It looks like pace car lights are off. We're coming up to the choose cone single file. Who goes where and for what purpose? Pit road is closed. We will see the choose cone here momentarily.
I feel like Blitz is gonna go on the bottom here, and this red flag really does benefit Blitz the most because he doesn't have to pit anymore. He has that.
Like, nobody wants that high side. No one wants to be up there.
Yeah, nobody.
The car in 5th place is gonna be the big benefactor. He's gonna go all the way up to 2nd. It's a smart move.
The 27 of Creasum.
Yeah, and that's why that's a smart move by Creasum because he's going to be able to file in before 5th place, I'm sure.
Yes.
And he's going to have a guy behind him here to push. I believe it's Sleesher behind him. So.
And look at that number 88 machine, Train Wreck 7 up in 6th, or I would say 6th.
Yeah, I like those 3 lined up actually. I feel bad for Blitz here because if those 3 can get it together, they can probably pass him. Those are 3 good drivers, really good.
And look at the cars he's got behind him, though. Look at the cars Blitz has behind him. He's got that 12 and that 26. Those dudes are rip-raring, ready to go. Smart Coder has yet to win a race as an owner driver. He's definitely going to be looking to start off his season with a bang.
I would agree with you. Those are good drivers. They might not have as much onus on them to be aggressive, though, because, they're lined up with... Those are 3 Fords lined up on the bottom. On the high side is guys who aren't all together on a team. They might try and push around. Try and get some advantage. You have to find your own advantages here early in the race. And before we get to the pit stops and everything, and the strategy coming out, right now you want to find that track position to put yourself in position to make those choices. Because if you can get ahead of the 8 ball here by having better track position and being able to choose when you pit instead of being forced to go down with the group, I think that that's going to really help some of these guys. And if I was in the middle of the pack, I'd say, let's go and try and get up to the front. That's what I'd be thinking right now.
Absolutely, and we are coming back to the restart zone. Pace car is in. Creasum on the outside, Blitz on the inside, and we've got the 21 behind the 27 and the 12 of Smart Coder behind the 83 of Blitz. Green flag waves. We are back racing here at Daytona, and it looks like the inside line got a really good jump on the restart. Big shove from the 27 down onto the 12 of Smart Coder.
Now look at this push coming. Look at this push coming.
He's going to get a push. He's going to get a push. Now diving down to the inside is the 21. That is risky. Might get pushed down. Going to get squeezed. 27 is forced high, and there's going to be no help for him out there either as they dive down single file.
Yeah,
racing a start. Oh, big push from the 88. 21 diving down below the apron.
Sleesher's going for the lead here.
All these boys are single file. I got to feel bad right now for Creasum There is no love between his fellow Toyota competitors there to help him out. As soon as they had the chance to dump him, they did. And that's going to put Sleesher in second. That's a bold move by Sleesher early in the race, stabbing your guy in the back like that. A bit early for that kind of activity, I think. Of course, we're going to do that to win or to get good track position when it's real important. But right now, I think it's a little early. We got a car in the wall. He's spinning. He's all blue.
Cars around, trouble. Going down to the entrance of turn 1. It's the 8 of Super Soldier. He's sliding hard, and is he going to come back up into the wall? He doors to 33! 33 hard into the wall, head on! Collision with the wall, 33 is out! Oh, man, and he might come back up and hit it again.
We could have stayed greening, but he let it up. Oh, we got the 12, oh my goodness, 21 car.
Big hit right there as they come back racing to the line.
Lost a lot of ground, Sleesher. He got under the yellow line, had to lift. He can't pass down there, and he just kind of lost, I think, 2 or 3 positions there. He could have taken the lead, but he kind of got blocked down there. We'll see what the call is. It's a bit early in the race.
88's the bottom here on the bottom line. He's going to be shoved down the pit lane. That's borderline, guys. 88's going to win the race back to the line. With a 12 coming in third, and we got another wreck. The 4's around, and so is the 9.
Yeah, that car ain't got a driver. That car's spinning through the infield. That guy jumped out, so.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, also, I got to say, the leader there, that's entirely on Blitz. He blocked below the line. That pass, that pass by the 88, I think it was entirely legal. It looked like to me that he blocked below the line.
Blitz is a very aggressive driver, I would say. He always had a temper back in the day. But, I mean, Blitz, starting 14th, he's in second. I feel like he's in a very good position, especially with 10 laps down.
Absolutely. And, yeah, that was a really, really rough caution right there. It looks like the 8 of Super Soldier just cut across somebody's nose, and he slid back up the track and nailed the 33 of Cruiser 201. And his engine is smoking. He's blowing up on the back straightaway. We could very well see a red flag if enough debris comes out onto the track. No call yet from race control on the red flag situation. Caution flag is still out. Pace car working its way up towards the front of the pack. And then we saw, again, the 9 and the 4 both go sideways after racing to the line. And, yeah, that 38.3 of Cruiser, really not a great way to start this restarted server.
Yeah, I don't think that's how he planned it. I don't think it's how he wrote it up.
Well, look at DSA Majors.
Now,
DSA Majors, he made his way all the way to the 10th.
Yeah, I would worry right now if you're a driver who got... And here's Brian Nassaspace interrupting me by pulling out and leading a lap. This little rapscallion.
He's going to stay out. He's going to lead this next lap. We had one car just through. That's Blitz. He's going to maintain the lead.
Blitz going through pit road. I don't know if he'll keep that lead. I think Brian will still leapfrog him because he didn't enter the pit.
Yeah.
I don't know what... I guess Blitz saw that... I don't know.
That is weird. I've never seen that before.
This is a sight. I would never think in the year of our Lord 2024 that Brian Nassaspace and Blitz would be up here in the Jackal Racing Cup Series Daytona 250. This is insane.
Yeah, Brian he's an old time. He's a real old time. I mean, he was a veteran when I got into the game. When I was 14, This guy was already a veteran. This is a guy. He doesn't have a lot of confidence, and he may not show it, but he has got some real racing chops and some good racecraft. And I wonder, now that he's up there, if he's going to gain some confidence, especially with a car behind him who's really aggressive. He likes that aggression. He likes getting down and dirty. He's like a Stone Cold of racing, all right? This is a guy who will get down and dirty. He'll fight with you. He'll say stuff he shouldn't. He'll get you mad and riled up, and he will get you to push him if you don't want to push him. You know, this is a guy who you're going to be trying to wreck the guy, and he's going to be like, thanks for the push. So I want to see if Brian here can maybe use his track position to his advantage. If he gets to the high side and he's able to lead the line up there, he can save fuel. And we know these guys can save fuel on the high side. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. And if we keep getting cautions, you're saving fuel by just barely... I mean, they're barely burning anything right now, just riding around under caution.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe that's the ultimate strategy, to save fuel. Just keep dumping people so we're perpetually under caution until
Let's
the last 20 laps.
Let's see where Brian goes here.
Brian goes to the high side.
The fake out.
Almost doors the 83 on his way down to the bottom. The 12 of Smart Coder electing to take the high side, getting up towards the front of the track. I like the high side pick. Yeah, Blitz is not
Yeah, a little
not
bit of a
happy
bump
about
there.
that at all. Gave him a nudge, let him know how he felt about that.
In fairness to Brian, Blitz is the car trailing him. You're not supposed to get alongside the other car. You're supposed to hold your speed, not speed up or slow down for the choose. So while Brian did look like a Muppet there, it is technically on Blitz to stay behind. So
yeah,
they never passed him, so no penalties will be handed out as far as I'm concerned. The 12 Smart Coder on the high side.
It started off so well, and he's just slowly dropping back here. Blitz is. I wonder about maybe he's getting a little nervous up there. It seems to me like he's really aggressive and really trying to get any advantage he can. So we'll see how
he's just trying to win this race like the rest of them, man. He's just doing his best.
Well, you can't be thinking about winning the race. You got to be thinking about getting to the finish first. And with damage now on these cars, you really don't want to be at the back of the field with a broken
I have
race.
a scoop from ex wide receiver in the number 23. He asked the drivers about how long this run is going to go. Over under is 1.5 laps. Majority said the under.
Yeah, I would say these guys haven't shown any inclination to stop wrecking.
We'll have to see. Smart Coder on the high side.
I got dibs on this restart because I didn't think we'd say it. Brian NASA Space is leading the field to the green flag at Daytona in 2024, and he's going to lead a lap here under green, technically. That's one for your scrapbook.
Oh, wait,
and they're
34
wrecking
in the
behind
wall!
him.
Zayden Carr is into the wall! He's going to take out the 8 is Super Soldier, and the 21 is Sleesher. The 34 is down the pit road exit.
In the road course. Dang.
Oh, my
He's
gosh!
taking the road course now. Brian just lost second. He got moved out of the way. And
no
cautions on restart.
No caution from race control. That is absolutely absurd.
Oh
my goodness.
There's no caution on restarts unless somebody flips over. That's how we're going to try and get this thing back started. We're 3 wide as Brian is losing all the ground in the world trying to run the high side. He's hitting the wall. He's not having a good time out there.
Here comes that 92 has, though. Started in third, he's in third.
Smart Coder to the lead. Blitz behind. Now diving to the low side. That's going to be the 26. Now he's going to fall behind. He's losing a lot of spots. Something's wrong with that 26. Something's wrong with that 26. 2 more cars in the wall. The 00 is sideways. He will save it.
He's got to gather it up. Hey, look at this. We got Blitz with 2 cars behind him pushing hard. I wonder if he's going to try and pass the 12. He looks like he's testing the waters right now with these runs. He's backing off at the last second. He's going to the high side. I wonder if that 83 car is going to try and get around the 12 here, folks.
Whoa, look at the race on 92. 83 throws a seriously late block. Blitz stuck in the middle. No help for them on the high side. Now he's trying to get behind the 92. He wasn't clear. He's going to get loose. Doors the number 6 down on the inside. Now 27 and Creasem underneath. Trying to make his way to the lead. It's going to be a photo. Finish the line.
Oh my goodness. These boys can't stop wrecking.
Oh my goodness. Man, another one slide down the
now
pit
we
lane.
got to
The 8
throw
is Super
caution.
Soldier and the 83 and Blitz are both
Oh.
sideways. Big damage on the 83. Caution comes out, and that will allow the field to reset. Creasem, is he going to win the race back to the line? We had big damage on the 83 of Blitz right there. And is the 88 of Trainwreck going to have an opportunity to maybe try and win this race back to the line? Smart Coder's got a bit of a run on that high side. They'll have to watch that coming into the 3rd and 4th corner. It's going to be close. 88's got to run. It's Trainwreck's. He's going to push. Is he going to elect to try and dive out from behind at the last second? Or is he going to hold position and let Creasem win the race back to the line? It's going to be close up the final corner. Trying to block below the apron, hugging the bottom lane. Trainwreck doesn't have the run. Creasem, he is going to win the race back to the line. By 6/100ths of a second.
Was going to happen. The way Blitz was driving out there, you knew he was going to be involved. And that was just more of guys racing way too hard in the tri-oval. We know they're getting tight in the tri-oval. We've been talking about, I mean, if we haven't talked about it, we should have been. That's on us. These guys get real tight in the tri-oval in the draft, and that right there, that second bit of the wreck was just caused by guys running into each other and not... You got to lift off a little bit, kind of do that old Roblox tap, kind of dance on the W key. And those guys ain't doing it, and you see what happens there. A lot of damage for Blitz, a lot of damage for a bunch of these guys. We saw one car go speeding down pit road. He currently has the marker on his head. I don't know if that's going to actually be enforced. He was, in the air when he sped. I don't know if he can speed with all 4 tires off the ground. We'll have to see what race control says. But these boys, they're aggressive right now. They're fighting hard, and we're going to see what race control does about it. We've seen Jackal in the past make decisions to try and get the racing cleaned up or at least get them green. We've already seen this race, you know, there's no cautions on the first lap unless someone flips. I wonder if we're going to see a change to go single file or something, because these boys just can't keep it straight.
I feel like
Absolutely.
I feel like it is the best decision to get these cars single file, because we saw it at in NASCAR on the road courses, right?
Exactly. And we've seen it here in
26 on
Jackal
the wall. Look back there. The 26 hit the wall on his way into the pit lane. That's going to be some damage on the left front. We may see him in the pits longer than expected.
Yeah, that might... I'd see he's already all the way back there. I think he was beat up in all that wrecking already. We see Zayden Core asking if he can wave around.
Oh, one spinning in the trioval. Look, it's the 8 of Super Soldier. He's lost control. He's going to enter the pit lane. I wonder if they're going to get him for too fast entering. Oh, the 88 gets into the left rear.
And
he's going to go sideways into the infield.
So hard in the back of the car, he's smoking from the front.
Oh my gosh!
Now he's pulling a Kyle Busch right here.
Now he's trying to get back to his pit. I mean, if you're gonna already, he's committing every penalty he can, so you might as well get them all at once.
Yeah, Icky's saying "bruh" in the in-race control, and
yes. Let's see. He's trying to turn around. I think his car's so broken it can't turn, so he's like doing a 3-point. He's gonna use the wall.
This is.
Oh wait!
He's not
look at the
gonna
12. The 12 is stopped at the exit of pit lane. He was stopped. He was not moving. I was wondering if he was maybe having some engine trouble.
And here comes the 8 car. He's finally on pit road. After a bit of a misadventure, he's going to finally get a chance to pit. But he's going to lose a lot of spots here, Super Soldier. He's currently marked as the leader. The pylon's not updated. Don't worry. This is not your leader doing whatever this is.
And who is the leader right now? I
believe right now it is Kreesum. Yes, Kreesum is leading.
Yeah, Kreesum.
We don't have the pace car to pick him up. I don't know where the pace car went. He appears to have gone AWOL.
Yeah, wow.
I think they left the pace car off just to try and get a little bit less lag.
Yeah, Kreesum is the leader at this point in the race.
Nice piano behind him, and then behind him in that 23 is X-Wide. We were talking about him at the start of the race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wide receiver, he's been quiet so far. As quiet as you can be in a race where everybody's hit the fence. So, I think that he's probably feeling pretty happy. He hasn't had to do anything, and he's in third.
We'll have to see on lap 18 out of 100.
Yeah, and we're seeing guys wave around right now. We got NASCAR is awesome too. Great username. Currently slow on the backstretch. I don't know what's going on with him.
Again, big damage that he sustained on the entrance of pit road, that may have given him a tire rub. That may be really wearing down that tire a lot faster. So that might be why he's keeping it slow.
And on the entry list, the 26 is listed as middle lane Matt. I don't know if NASCAR is awesome _2 is filling in for him because he couldn't
I believe he'd have to because he's a D2 driver, so he wouldn't be. Yeah.
Not the way you want to see your first D1 start.
I got told about a few of them. I don't think that's one of them. I think that might be a last-minute deal.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Unfortunately, we don't have a research team here at Jackal. We have us asking them because, you know...
Is the 12 a lap down?
I believe he is, yeah.
Oh my
gosh.
Gonna be soon. That is not good. He's going to be starting all the way back in 14th after that engine trouble off pit road.
Yeah, now he's coming back down pit road again. We'll see if they, what they decide to do here if it comes to the choose or going green.
We'll have to see.
Yep, we are going double file. We just got the call from race control.
Wait a second. Look, that's Petaz going down to pit lane as well.
That's a good call. Even if you take the penalty, it doesn't matter if you take the penalty. Because at this point, you can just go pit and get your repairs, get your car fixed up, get your tires. And look at this. Only 2 cars choosing the high side. I think guys have seen what's happening here. As we see Diamond Beast Law leading the top lane in that 4 car. I think it's a good call for him. You see the rookie stripes on his car, and he's diving back down to the bottom here. I guess he is going to be on the bottom. No, I don't know what's going on here with him.
I don't know what's happening here.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's driving good. See the 18 almost just get wrecked there.
Man, we aren't even a fourth of a way through this race, and we've had like what 3-4 cautions?
Yeah, I think we've
had our third caution.
I think we've had more yellow flags than completed green flag laps.
Yeah, this is kind of a travesty.
This is the Heinz Cup Series all over again, man.
This is the Heinz Cup Series.
And those 2 guys still have closed pit signs on. I don't know how to turn those off. So if those are on the screen, I apologize.
Yeah, that is looking really, really really, really rough out here at Daytona. Unable to get any kind of green flag racing in. I think we've had one completed lap so far.
I'd like to mention, these are the best Roblox has to offer. These are good drivers. These guys are just jittery. You know how it is. You get out there, you get nervous. First race of the season, you want to impress.
Yeah,
you want to bring home a trophy to your Roblox girlfriend, all right? You have to be just sweating right now. Sweating bullets if you're in the back. Because what if they finally go green and you're just stuck back there? See the 12 car dropping, and we're green here.
There we go.
Diamond Beach got a good start. We're going to see if he actually gets to the outside and gets this lead.
Big push from Trainwrecks. That's going to give him the run going into the first corner. Is he going to slide down to that bottom lane? He is going to block Creasem.
Wow.
And we have a new leader, ladies and gentlemen. That is Diamond Beastlaw in the Mobile 1 number 4. And Creasem's going to get a push from Yikes Piano in that number 18. And now we've got Wide looking to the inside. And we begin this single file racing.
That driver chat, because these guys have gone single file quick and nobody's doing anything stupid right now. I think those boys, somebody in that.
Oh, Wide gets out of line. He's going to be shoved all the way to the back. No opportunity to get back in. He slides back up towards the 88. That's going to send the 83 back into the wall. Rear tires lifted off the ground for a moment. He comes back down the track. He takes out Brian. Brian is off the ground. Brian is right side. It's off the ground, and the whole field is in it. Oh my goodness, we had another one around. It's the 33, the 23 is in it, the 8 is around. Super Soldier, Brian, and Wide all in this wreck. They've all been shoved down to the back. We've got more in the wall.
We've got a really good race back here between Creasem on the high side, trying to pass that 4. That 4 car used to be Chris Bald Paul, not anymore. It's Diamond Beastlaw. We see that 18 pushing real hard. Kyle
Booth, 2x2,
as the username says. And look at this. Look at the 27. He's got a real good pusher here. Can he get around that 4 car? He's working on the high side. The 4 car's going to gain on him in the corner here.
That 00 doesn't have the run. He's not going to be able to get the 4. The push he needs. Creasem squeezes him down to the apron of the track, and he's going to get another push from the 18 coming into the tri-oval. Ladies and gentlemen, new leader. It's Creasem in the 27 who will win the race back to the line.
AJ, can I just say, you talk too much.
You never shut up. Oh boy, you never shut up.
I'm just saying, like, you were saying that they were single file and they had a talk. They obviously didn't have a talk because they were under.
They immediately, as soon as I said that, they started wrecking.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. Can row racing go on Botchamania?
Talk about the commentator's jinx, man.
Yeah. Yeah, insipid AJ commentary here.
We had that. Let's take a look at what happened on all the 23s blowing up on the backstretch, smoke coming out of the motor. I think Wide's race is basically over here unless he gets that damage repaired.
Yeah, and
looks like we're seeing all these cars line up trying to get back into the way. So what happened there, right, was Wide looked to the inside, and when he did that, he tried to get back into a gap that was rapidly closing. He doored the 88. The 88 got into the 83. 83 sideways, hard into the wall, rear. The rear tires lifted off the ground for a moment. He slid back down in front of the field inevitably and took out the 9 of Brian and Brian Nass's space with big damage. He lifted off the ground for a moment. That ended up turning the 8 of Super Soldier into the tri-oval. He ended up hitting the wall hard as well. So we're going to see everybody come into the pits here for these pit stops.
I remember a couple races ago, which was like a year ago, somebody mentioned the camera work and said, you know, you guys always seem to pick the guy who's about to crash. I just put the camera on Brian once someone spins. All right?
That's true.
That's just a safe bet. Now, the 23 car, we're going to see him coming here for his damage. That thing is real beat up. I'd be surprised if he missed his pit stop. He's just not having a good day out there. And I believe that's an illegal pit stop. That car looks like it's pretty far out of the box there, the nose. That tire.
Ex-wide receiver needs to get his act together.
Well, I wonder what happened in the pits. All of the cars that were near the front at the end of that green flag run are nowhere near the front now. We had 21 of Sleeshu, the 12 of Smart Coder, and the 00 DSA Majors winning the battle off of pit road.
And the front group were more bunched up together, so they couldn't get into their spots as easily. That happens a lot here in row racing. The front guys are the ones who are better at pacing. They'll be packed up together, and it ends up hurting them when they come to pit road. Now, Blitz has been given a to-the-back penalty. I don't know what it's for, but he's getting sent to the back here. So
it might have been for that unsafe. It might have been unsafe entry.
Might have been. Boys, we got 23 laps done. I think 2 of them were full green flag laps. Would you guys like to adjust your predictions as we've seen the character of the race change from what we originally anticipated? Is there anyone that you think benefits from this kind of racing?
Yeah, I think Brian Nass's Space is going to win.
I think it's going to be a little bit more random, right? But I'm sticking committed to my pick. I mean, look how he made his way up to the front, right? DSA Majors, he's in prime position to pick that high side, come to the choose cone. And I think he might be able to take the lead of this race. That was exactly how Diamond Beastlaw was able to do it. He picked, we got the 27 spinning. 27 spinning in the front. Not loose. Slid down into the grass. Did his best impersonation of a lawnmower. He will maintain the lead, but it looks like he's going to be fine.
Yeah, it might have smoked the tires a little bit, but it's Daytona. You can do that a bit. So I wonder here. We're looking at DSA Majors, right? As they all hit the pace. They're not choosing, but they're acting like they're choosing.
Yeah.
The double zero car here. I wonder about his ability to get a push here because, again, there's no Toyotas behind him. The next Toyota's 2 cars back. We're still early in the race, and we know it's going to get shuffled up a lot. So, we're trying our best to predict things here, but Nostradamus wouldn't be able to make sense of this. I think it's going to be real interesting, though, how these guys, because, the cream rises to the top almost in every race, even if it's a complete you-know-what show. The best drivers will show you why they're the best. And you can see that right now. This top 3, Kreisum, Sleesher, Smart Coder, DSA Majors, that's your top 4. Those are the 4 guys who you would think of right now in this field, besides maybe wide receiver. You'd think he'd be up there, maybe Trainwreck.
Yeah.
These are the guys you'd be thinking of. And I think that these guys are veterans. They know what they're doing. They're the guys who are the least likely to get jittery. We could see this top 4, if they can get out ahead of everyone, just stay in the top 4 by staying in line if they work together. These are 4 good drivers at the front, and I don't think that there's any concern for these guys, even if the race has this character, because these are 4 good plate racers. They can get back to the front.
It looks like the 8's going to get the wave around of
And
Super Soldier.
For no reason.
That is big.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
where's that at?
That's Trainwreck.
Trainwreck.
Despite him spinning under caution, I did joke about Brian Nass's Space winning this race, but I feel like still Trainwreck has a pretty good shot here. He's in the back, but he's been leading, like charging up to the front on these restarts. As short as they may be, and here we go. He's going on the high side.
Yeah, and this in a race like this, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. My Nebraska education showing there. Excuse me. Because if it's a lot of wrecks, right, then the racing runs are going to be short. So it favors people, fortune favors the brave in this case. You want to go for it because you're not going to have a lot of time to make up those spots. People going for it because they don't have time to make up those spots perpetuates the wrecking. They keep crashing because they're all running like it's going to be a one-lap run. And that makes it a one-lap run, right? Cautions breed caution, especially when these guys are perpetuating the wrecks in the way they are. So I would wonder here, right, if maybe the best call, if you're in the middle of the pack, don't race like a, moron. Just wait out the wrecks. You're going to gain spots from these guys crashing in front of you. If you can avoid it, if you can avoid doing what Brian did there and get hit by a car that's stalled 4 wheels off the ground, landed on your hood, if you can, be lucky as well, you can gain a lot of spots here without having to do anything, without getting yourself in a wreck, getting everyone mad at you, and getting sent to the back.
Ooh, big contact under caution there. DSA Majors, and he's going to give the 27 a shove as well.
And we just got
Smart Coder under caution.
They're going to be changing the caution rules if it doesn't get better, apparently. So I don't know what that entails. I didn't hear the end of that statement. AJ, you might have heard it better.
I didn't really hear it, but I would think single file on these restarts because we can't be going too wide as we go into the green here.
Green flag this time. Kreisum takes it. Big run on that bottom side. Look at the push. And Smart Coder gets loose. He dives back up to the high side. He's going to take a minute to recover from that. Meanwhile, Sleesher's holding his line. He's trying to hang on to that lead, and he does. He's clear. He swings back down in front of the 27. New leader, 21 is Sleesher. As we come down to the back straightaway, DSA Majors gets underneath the 27 there. He's going to be looking to take the lead. The 92's into the wall. The 92 is hard into the wall. That's Petaz. And he, from the Division 2 promotee, spinning hard into the wall, now on the back straightaway.
And remember,
that
no
is rough for him
here on the first lap unless there's a flip, so he's going to He's going to have to deal with that. He's stopping on the... I wonder if he's trying to get himself a caution here. He's just stopped there on the backstretch.
I don't think he's going to get the caution anyway, because one car, that's not going to be...
Yeah, I think he's doing the old Hosta bar strat. He has not moved.
It's going to be close now as we head
He's
back
fine.
over
Another
towards the
one's
leader.
already
We got
in
another
the
car
road.
spinning in the back. It's the 33. That's Cruiser.
Oh, the
He's
top
sideways.
goes around. We got a big
Keep it
wreck
out of the wall.
of the
Smart
wall.
Coder
Oh, my
goes around. Smart Coder into the wall.
There we
He's going to
go.
take out the 34 as well.
There we
And now
go.
they're all
Oh, my
wrecking.
God.
The big
They're
one
stepping up.
strikes
He's flipping
here
over.
at Daytona. The 18 of Smart Coder. He's going to be around and into the wall. 18 was off the ground for a moment. Who will win the race back to the line? Nobody looks to be ready to challenge
And
Sleazer.
here comes Blitz. Here comes Blitz and Brian Nass's space in tow.
Oh man, that's
Ryan
a
can
really
do
rough
here.
one.
If he can push one of these cars, I don't think they're going to get a run, though. I don't think they're going to get any sort of run here. Sleazer,
They don't
oh
have
my
enough.
God.
Sleezer's going to win the race back to the line, and Trainwreck will dive underneath Blitz in the last second.
I'm just going to
take
say this real
second.
quick. Blitz is not making friends right here. He was door banging all the way around the track on the race back. Ain't no gentleman's agreement here. No honor amongst thieves, I know, but man.
And look at that. I said Trainwreck was in the back. He's made his way up to the front here. He is in third or second on that race back.
Ain't that what
we got one in the wall. We got one in the wall back there. That's Diamond Beast Law. He spun under caution. Red flag comes out. He doors the left rear onto the exit wall of the road course. That is a really bad crash for him.
We're going to see what these boys talk about. AJ, you're our liaison to Icky, so you got to tell us what's going on here.
I'm not sure what is going on. He hasn't said anything for like, I don't know, like a minute or two. I don't know why.
Wait a second, look at the 12. The 12 is wrecked the 21 under caution. Look at that. He went up to the 21 under the red flag and rammed into his car. That's got to be a penalty.
Icky took a screenshot, so I'm guessing that we're going to restart the server.
Guessing we're going to get a restart. Now, guys, we got to send it to break here. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We're going to be back just after this. I'm sure Icky's going to be giving them drivers a mouthful under caution. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching the Jackal Racing Network. This is the Daytona 250.
All right, man. Welcome back to the Daytona 250 here on the Jackal Racing Network. The Jackal Racing Cup Series, this is the first race of the season, and already we're not even a third of the way in. We've had 2 restarts of the server and so many cautions, more caution laps than green flag laps. Crash, what the heck is happening here?
I really don't know. I'm not sure if they put something in the coffee this morning or what's really going on. But one thing that I want to call attention to that happened on that last red flag, the 12 of Smart Coder was involved in the crash. When he came up to the back straightaway where they were all sitting for the red flag, he went past everybody and T-boned the 21 under the red flag and then went back to the line. So he's obviously not happy with the 21 and what was something that Sleesher did coming to that last caution. So that may not be the end of this disagreement going into this next green flag run.
That's 2 guys right there who different manufacturers, different teams, different styles of driving. So we're going to see that clash, I think, a lot throughout the season. And those are 2 guys who, those are easy championship contenders right there. So everybody's popping into line here. Someone in the chat just said, make it night.
I mean, it is overcast at this point, which is fitting because this race has there's a shadow over this race, I would say.
Yes, there's a shadow over my soul over this. This is peak row racing. We've done 28 laps in about an hour. Yeah, about an hour.
We should be halfway at this point, but these drivers have just, I don't know what is up with these drivers today. Is it because it is so early?
It's the year, man. It's how it is.
Yeah, and it's also not at night. Like, probably most of these people woke up, like, what, 3 hours ago?
Yeah,
they're probably not even awake yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, these early races...
woke up 2 hours ago.
I remember when I used to drive on this game, I hated early starts, And I can't... I mean, most of these guys are kids. They're either in college or high school, right?
Yeah.
It's summertime. These guys, half of them are hungover, and the other half stayed up until 3 a.m. playing Fortnite, okay?
Yeah,
so
it's true.
You give them a little bit of a pass on that.
We'll have to see. They're going to be choosing this time. And, we got one going down towards the wall. That's DSA Majors in the 00. You got loose right there.
Now we'll see.
So we get the one to go here.
Yeah, here's the choose time. I'm surprised they're still going double file on these restarts. I really am.
Trainwreck up top, which is an interesting decision on
and
his
part.
And the 23! Wow, the 23 just leapfrogs everybody that's X-wide receiver.
That's a good call by wide receiver. That's a good call.
It's a good call by everybody who went to the top lane because, again, on that on a couple of restarts ago, right, we saw it happen with Diamond Beast Law. He was able to get the jump on that restart, and he was able to get down over the opposite lane, and Prism did the exact same thing on that last restart. So this restart, I think, again, we're going to see to 23 push the 88 to the lead here, coming to the green flag.
Yeah,
Go on.
At this point, I wonder about these double file restarts. If you even want to be on that outside line, because yes, the leader of the outside is getting to the front. That's happening. The guys behind him are getting hung out to dry, and then when they try and get in line, they cause a 15-car accident.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm from like third on back in that outside line, I don't want to be in the outside line. I want to just get in line, and just follow. I don't want to be in the wreck. I want to pass the wreck. I want to gain spots that way. So we'll see what happens here. I'm predicting a giant crash.
Yeah. Which would be part
leading the field back to green.
Here we go. The tension in the air is palpable as they come back to the green flag. Sleesher will lead us to the restart zone. Bumper to bumper, band for band once again. And the 23 goes to the high side there. Four wide for fifth place back there. Brian is falling back quickly. Something's wrong with that number 9 car as they move into the first corner. 88 of Trainwreck.
They keep saying to take it easy, and they are not.
He spins in front of the pack, and Sleesher, 21, hard into the wall, slamming down in front of his teammate. He's going to go back down and take down the 33 of Cruz.
They're
Cruiser
good. They're
goes
good.
down.
They're good. They got
They're
it.
staying green, even though they slammed into the wall. Green flag waves wide down to the bottom. Pushed by Blitz. Wide is going to take the lead. They get loose. Contact
That ain't gonna
hard
work.
into the wall. And now the 4 of
Oh.
Diamond Beast Law slams into the inside wall hard. Spinning, slams back up into the outside wall. Wide will lead the field. No caution comes out yet. It's going to be so close. Coming out into the trial.
Oh, and they're
the wall.
wrecking
It's
this line,
DSA
too.
Majors. He's sliding down into the inside wall. Takes out Creasem in the 27. Coming out of the tri-oval.
You know, I think they're good now. I think they got out of their
Icky
system.
says
No,
to
they
calm
didn't.
down
No,
and
they
radio.
didn't. The 21 gets turned into the
got
outside
it
wall back
straight.
there.
Radio.
Jackal is holding that caution flag back. He ain't throwing that for anything. You got it. You're gonna have to kill someone to get a caution right now. These guys.
Absolutely.
Somebody's gonna have to go
they gotta
over the
get
catch
together.
fence and
Big push from the
and
83.
die.
Yeah, and now we got a new leader.
Falling behind. It's wide. Is he going to try and control the lanes, or is he going to hold his position? He's going to hold his position in that bottom lane for now. The 83 with a run. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead coming into the tri-oval. And who will lead this lap? He's wide and will not lead this lap.
Yeah, here comes Blitz.
And oh man, we got another one down into the inside wall. And Super Soldier, the 8 hard into the wall. The 92 of Petaz will go with him. And now the caution flag does fly. They're racing back to the line. Blitz went 3 wide for the lead there with Trainwrecks, and he's going to be giving him a shove down the back straightaway. The 18. We've got the 18. He's coming in. He wants this position. We'll have to see how it goes. He'll get a push from the 34. The 18 to the lead.
Yeah, wide receiver,
Sadie
all he
Court.
can do is hold himself up there now. I mean, he...
Oh, the Blitz is sideways. 83 is sideways, coming sliding back up the track. And now the 34 of Sadie Court. The 88 of Trainwreck coming down to the tri-oval. Are they going to try and go for the lead? He is going to go for the lead. He won't have the run. I don't think he will. The 18 will win the race back to the caution. It's Yikes Piano.
I am not surprised at all that Blitz was involved in that, the way he's driving up there.
And on that race back, on that race back, Yikes Piano had that shorter way around in the trial.
And I think he took a little bit of an extra short way around too. He had the entire the line.
I mean, I don't know. At this point, it's anything goes, I would say.
Well, this is a hardcore match, folks. All right, make no mistake about it. These boys are racing hard. They're putting the elbows out. This is like a short track race on a 2-miler, all right? These boys...
At this point, Icky is in the race control just berating the drivers because he needs to get his drivers in line.
Yeah, I don't blame him right now. This is the best. I will say this is the highest quality league on the platform, and these guys are not racing like it. They're the fans that are watching the stream came to see a show, and they ain't getting one right now.
This is one of the better high quality leagues, especially because Asuka just switched to iRacing. This is not a good showing from Jackal Racing. I don't think it's the car's fault. I don't think it's
certainly ain't the car's fault.
I don't think it's Icky's fault.
Yeah, we're gonna get a replay of all the crashes here.
Yes.
You know, I'll do some analysis on this because I don't know why. I feel like it's all we got to talk about. So let's get the replay here. You see, I don't even know what to say. It's just idiotic driving.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's the race to be doing that. They're leaning on each other in the corners. They're leaning on each other in the tri-oval, and that's what caused that one. Was these guys at this point in the race? You have to understand they're getting tight in the tri-oval. It ain't turning. Do the roadblocks tap. Spam the W key like it owes you money.
Mm-hmm.
But these boys are just racing too hard. They're doing dumb stuff, and it's costing some of them. Some of these guys might not get a chance to run as high as they were running on that run. I said run 8 times in that sentence. The run on 10. Now,
and the 23 of wide receiver, he had some engine trouble coming back to the tri-oval. I don't believe he was involved in an incident of any kind, and he's having big engine trouble. So the man who was leading when the caution flag came out will be forced to go back to the back as the engine is starting to blow up.
Yeah, you don't want to... Okay. We had this problem. I don't know, AJ, I know you weren't here, Jacob, for it, but a couple seasons ago, it was that flat plate track. We had this problem where the cars would just blow up if you were leading under caution and weren't careful about it.
I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Could that be happening again? Because that's the second time we've seen someone who is out of line under caution just blowing up.
Not
Jackal
sure.
just said that is not happening. So
That's not happening. So it's just people blowing themselves up. All right.
We will have to see big play here. After the caution flag pit stops, Zayden Core was the man who won the battle off pit road. He'll be followed closely by Yikes Piano in the 18, Kreesum in the 27, and behind them we'll see the 83 of Blitz. And again, that 83 has been an absolute bulldozer all way. He's willing to move anyone out of his way that doesn't get out immediately and let him pass them. So that's going to be very, very interesting coming back to the restart. They won't be choosing this time. However, things might get dicey.
They are. They're choosing.
They are choosing.
Yeah, that's why the pit's closed. It's choose cone. Now
look
on
at that, the double zero.
Now, you guys want to see what we're talking about with the inputs? We're gonna have telemetry on this restart. We're gonna keep it on. Who would you guys like to see? Other commentators. Who would y'all
honestly?
Like to see?
I would like to see Trainwreck on this restart
probably
because
somebody
he's
back
on the high side.
Yeah, probably someone up there. Yeah. I think we're gonna go with that car, DSA Majors. He's second on the high side. We're gonna show you what we mean about these inputs. All right. So we have the telemetry up on the screen now. You see pitted lap on lap 33. Great technology, by the way. And you can see the damage. We've been talking about the new damage system. You see on the left there is the motor. That is how much power you have. It impacts everything. If you break that motor, you got to go pit. You're going to be off pace or you're going to be smoking and making everyone behind you get lung cancer. You can't do that. And then the wheel alignment, if you hit that, if you break the wheel alignment...
We have a swap with Diamond Beast Law. I'm not sure who's going to swap with him, but he's going to be swapping with him soon.
All right. And
whoever
wheel alignment, AJ, you talked about that earlier, breaking a toe link. If you break the wheel alignment, you're not going to be able to turn. Your car's not going to do what you want it to. It's just kind of going to... It's going to be like driving an old tank chassis car with the tightness turned all the way up. So
yeah.
We're going to see DSA Majors here. We're going to watch his telemetry on this restart and watch that W key, how he has to finesse it in the draft. That's what's causing a lot of these wrecks on the front straightaway is guys getting tight and running into each other. So we're green here. Let's see what happens here on this restart.
Double zero to the outside. DSA Majors is to the outside. So the drop with that 88 car. The 88 car losing the second place position, and they're all going to file into this single file. Wide is leading the outside lane after getting the engine replaced in pit lane. And we will see our same leader here. That's Zayden Core 24, the D2 promotee, and he's going to be getting a push from
look at this 88 car. He pops
Yikes
outside.
Piano.
He pops outside that 88. He's going to have to get right back in line, though. He didn't get anything out of that.
Absolutely, DSA Majors down to fourth, and we see Kreesum go down to the bottom. He goes below the yellow line and make that pass. He'll have to give that position
and
back.
Here we go.
The 88 is around. 88 gets turned by the 8 Super Soldier. He just straight up wrecked him. He climbs back down into the field. Everybody else is able to keep it together. No caution will fly. 88 gets back rolling, but man, what a heartbreaking event to happen here on lap number 38.
And there's Brian spinning.
Oh,
yeah, we
Brian's around. Brian's hard into the
he
inside
hit the
wall.
pace car.
He hit the pace car. Hit.
He nailed the pace car at the end of pit road.
Oh my gosh, Brian Master Space costing Jackal thousands of dollars here.
Are you kidding me?
It's a disaster.
See Kreesum.
He's
wait a
gonna
second.
get a bill.
Blitz is around. He turns
There
sideways
we
in front of
go.
the back. They have to dodge to try to avoid him. He slides down the
Oh no,
racetrack.
his motor's
He won't
dead
find
too.
anybody
He's
else.
not
But look
pit.
at
His
that.
motor's dead.
It looks like we've got one who climbed over the curb, and that's going to get him loose. He climbs back down.
Yeah, there we
slams
go.
into the
There's the
26.
caution.
And now the caution does come out. And we'll see
Yeah,
the
we weren't
race
able
back
to
to the
get-
line. Zayden Core, 24. He'll lead the field back to the caution flag. He'll win the race back. Kreesum will come in second.
We did all that talking about how we're going to show y'all about the telemetry, and they spent the entire run crashing into each other. We didn't get to talk about the telemetry once.
Yeah, that's like as much of an advancement in technology that is. I mean, the
only part of the telemetry we've been able to look at this race is the damage.
Yeah.
And there's been
That's
plenty
the
of
only
that.
one that matters at this point.
Yeah. Speaking of damage, we can see the telemetry for Brian. Look at this. You see the engine there? Yellow. You know what that means? He's got engine damage. He's going to have to go pit. That thing is busted.
I probably punched in the radiator when he hit the inside wall or the pace car. Not really sure which one, but I suppose at this point it doesn't matter. Same results.
Well, he hit
We
the
had another
pace
car. It
at
was
the
the
back of
8
the
of
car,
Super
so-
Soldier turned the 88. of Trainwreck, and he got sideways, climbed back down in front of the field, down towards the back straightaway. Everybody else was able to keep it together for the rest of that lap, but when they were avoiding Blitz's wreck on the next lap, because Blitz got turned sideways, he slammed into the outside of the 27. That got him sideways, head on into the wall in the back straightaway. He turned, coming back down the track on the back straightaway. The 4 of Diamond Beast Law had to dodge that, and when he did, he hit the curb, got loose, climbed back up in front of the field, and that was when the caution came out. So he sustained some pretty heavy damage right there, hitting that curb.
That was the longest green flag run we've had. That's why everyone's going to come down pit road here, get 4 new tires and fuel, and get all the damage.
Except for one guy who stayed out.
I believe it's wide receiver, yeah. He stays out. We look at the telemetry. His car is good. And his tires, look at his tires here. His front right's at 95%. He is fine. I don't think he has any concerns right now about his tires or his fuel. That's a good call by him. He's going to get a lot of track position out of that.
With the average green flag run being 2.1 laps, I don't think pitting under caution is the right call here for a lot of these teams. I think staying out might end up being better because I don't think we're going to get a long green flag run for the rest of this race.
Yep, and Blitz has been sent to the back for, I think, the 3rd time in this race. Yep, he pit outside. You see that? Those tires are outside the box. Can't do that.
So did the 27. 27 did the same thing.
Yep. So, at this point in the race, I just wonder, are they ever going to stop crashing?
I don't think we're going to stop crashing at any point in this race because we are so aggressive at this juncture in the race, and we're not even halfway. We are not even halfway in this race, and we're just going to be in this purgatory of just like wrecking and wrecking and wrecking. It's like this is the definition of insanity. It
really is. This feels more like Moon Car than it does like Jackal at this point.
Yeah.
These guys, they're flipping over. They're hitting the pace car. I mean, I'd say the old line about Brian hitting everything but the pace car, but he's hit the pace car too. So
yeah,
it's true.
I don't know about Brian. Right now, he's sitting in a good position somehow. This has been a very interesting race. I don't know who to predict to win this thing at this point. But, I mean, Kreesum back here in the pack. Sleesher up near the front. I don't know.
We're not choosing.
Yeah, not choosing. That's fair. I'd say get these boys single file. And
is it 1 to go?
I do not know. We don't have the pace car to have its lights, so I'm not sure.
I don't know. Icky just said that in race control, and that kind of popped out at me because I think we need to just go single file at this point because this choose single file is not working at all.
I hate to say the P word, but maybe we got to start parking, guys, because this is entertainment for the fans, and they ain't getting what they came to see.
I can see where you're coming from right there. If as a former host, I wasn't the greatest, but still, I don't think I had to park like a lot of drivers, but when it gets this bad, I think you need to start doing that. You need to at least consider it.
Speaking of parking drivers, keep an eye on that restart order. Look at who's behind the 21. It's the 12. Remember earlier during that last red flag, we saw him come up to the front of the line and wreck the 21 under the red flag, and he's right behind him again. We may see him voice his disagreement again here on this restart if they happen to be in opposite lanes.
We saw them talking during that last caution in chat about that, and there seems to be some beef up here in the front of the field. So we're going to see if it's high-quality lean beef or if it was just a short little deal.
And so look who's in the 25, or the 26, middle lane Matt now.
Yeah, so he's come to the race now. All right. So we are choosing this time, it looks like. So we're not going single file yet. And we got 2 cars
up high. Why are people going up high?
Yeah, and Brian's been sent to the back.
Oh no, Brian Nass's space with a to the rear penalty for driving just straight over the choose cone.
Something tells me he did that on purpose, honestly. I don't think he wants to be in the pack right now, and I can't blame him.
Man, that's rough for him. That is rough for his race. Wide receiver leading on the inside line. Smart Coder behind the 21 of Sleesher. And Zayden Core, 24 and at 34, will be pushing our leader to the restart zone.
So, at this point in the race, well, let's put ourselves in the shoes of these drivers. Everybody's crashing. Everybody's driving real hard. You're trying to get yourself into position to win this thing. What is your strategy?
Not worrying about that until the last 10 laps, because
about
it
to
is
say,
too
it's
early
like-
to be in any position to do anything at this point.
Yeah,
That's still way too early to call.
I mean, the only real storyline we have right now to tell the fans about is these guys trying to wreck each other. I mean, I hope we can get a green flag run because the strategy with these cars and the technology in them is so fascinating. Hopefully we can get a chance to show it here. We're going to be going green, wide receiver, leading the inside line. On the outside is, I believe, Sleesher. Yeah, it's Sleesh. So we're going to go green here. And let's see what happens on this restart. We see they're 2x2 at the front 4. They're 2 wide, everybody single file behind. Wide receiver is going to get a good push here from the 34. 34 got a good jump. And Sleesher not going to be able to get down in front of the 23. It looks like 23 lifts for him. And he's going to let Sleesh down here. So Sleesher gets to that bottom. Now there's only 3 cars outside of the original 4, but guys are popping out back further in the group. I wonder here, looking back through the field, if any of these guys.
Oh, one in the wall. We've got one in the wall in the back. It's the 33. Down hard into the 27. 27 into the outside wall. Damn, that is huge. And it looks like we got the 21 got loose right there. 23 looked like he wanted to get aggressive for the lead in the wake of the incident behind them. No caution as of right now.
The flip on the first lap, so these guys have there's no incentive here to race too hard. So the 23 is not popping out yet. He's just riding the bumper of the 21. And he got him in the quarter panel. I don't think he meant to.
Wow.
The 0 car gets a huge one.
Wide receiver slams into the field. It's another big one here at Daytona. The 00 was off the ground for a moment. He lands it back onto the wheels, and they slide again into the field. The 34, the 12, the 23, the 00 is in it. Now the 9 of Brian Nassa is in it. Everybody is in this one. It is not looking good. The 8 of Super Soldier, the 26 of Middle Lane Matt, who just got here, is involved in the crash.
The 20
Everybody
is in this one.
The 12 car. We got damage to that 12 car. He's smoking.
The 92 is in it as well.
The 23 looked like he parted the Red Seas at that point.
Now look at the 18. He's going to push the 88. Sleesher's running the high side. He's got that push from the 23. 23 can't move down. And now the 88
gets 21 with a late block. He's going to squeeze him down to the apron. 21 to win the race back. And the 88 will be in the second. Or excuse me, wide receiver they're saying is in second. He beat out Sleesher by less than a 1,000th of a second.
Well, the timing board doesn't always reflect reality because of the non-vision lag strips in these cars. So we'll see what the order is. I believe wide receiver is behind the 88. We'll see how that goes.
We will see how that goes.
We're going to file in. But that wreck was all caused at the front of the field. Somebody dove down onto the apron, coming off of 4, trying to keep the run up. And AJ, I think you saw that. What happened there?
Yeah, out of the tri-oval, they were 3 wide, I would say. Well, they were 3 wide. And it looked like the 23 just parted the Red Sea at that point and just made the 2 cars that were on the outside and inside of him go in separate directions. He was just like, oh yeah,
there's 2
open
wrecks.
field.
There's one at the very front and one further back. The one at the very front, I believe, was the 00 hit the apron. That got them almost 4 wide for a second. That kind of stacked them up. Now, as a driver, sometimes you do just get popped out onto the apron. So what can you do in that? What can you even do in that? And you're stuck in a bad spot. What can you do?
It's up to the driver who is not on the racing surface to rejoin safely. They have to rejoin in a safe manner. If that means you have to fall all the way back to the rear, so be it. When you try and climb back up the racetrack, right up in front of the field, that's a Kevin LePage. Yeah, that's a Kevin LePage moment. You absolutely cannot do that, and that should not be accepted in any form of motorsport on any platform.
Yeah, and we got a speeding penalty for middle lane Matt. We know this is, I believe, his first time in the car. So here he goes. He's backing up into his pit stall.
Also, going back to rejoining the track safely. At that point, you just have to pray. You can't be like, you have to just stay calm at that point. At that point, in reality, you're probably panicking, but, I mean, it's just a tough situation to be in. There's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, now we have a Cruiser 201 in the 33 car, by the way. I believe that's a driver change, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that's a new driver.
Yeah, with Demon Beastlaw?
Broke up. Yeah, you're right.
Car is now
he's
Cruiser.
in his pit stall backwards. And he's not even in his pit stall. He's in
Yeah, Diamond Beastlaw had to leave, and he is replaced by Brocktovite.
It's his Cruiser 201 in the 33 car now, as well. I believe that's also new. And Brocktovite in the 4
No,
car.
that's always been.
Oh, yeah, always has
been. Yeah.
Talk about a guy who's been staying out of trouble. We haven't mentioned him.
Yeah, we.
Shout out to the 33. He has been causing so little trouble that I didn't know he was in
He's been caught up in 4 wrecks. He's been doored by people who spun in the front and climbed back up into racetracks.
Yeah, he's been laying low. He's just been getting taken out in the wrecks and been a footnote.
Yeah, so for the viewers at home, the number 4 was driven by Diamond Beastlaw up until this point. Brocktovite is now filling in for him to finish this race out.
Yeah, the race has gone so long that we're now going into endurance territory and we're doing driver changes.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, if this would have been a normal race, we would be at lap 75 and we would be talking about how are we going to set up for the end.
Exactly. We'd be talking about that. Right now we're talking about, it's lap 47. Do these boys need a break so they can get some water? And we have a big crash under caution. The 88 cars are, oh my God.
This really is a war of
what the heck
attrition.
is going on here? These guys are getting junked up.
Yeah, I don't know
one
what
hard in
happened
the
there,
inside wall. It's the 00. The 33 is sideways.
And look at that. Trainwreck's car is broken. Trainwreck's car is broken.
Oh, no. He's going to be stopped on the racing surface. This may extend this caution a lot.
Yep. Yeah, Trainwreck's car is broken. He, I don't know what happened, but he stopped on track, and now he's rolling backwards towards the apron. And he's good again. He's going again. But that car's beat up. He's going to have to pit. That thing's... We see on the telemetry here, the wheel alignment's out of whack. The motor's broken. The tires are completely killed.
Oh, man. He's going to get it back going again in that 88. Bleacher's still leading. But that's just messed up the whole field. That is absolutely not what you like to see.
Yeah.
And, I mean, these guys can't even keep it together under the yellow. This may be the worst race in all of Jackal racing history. I mean, this is just an absolute...
We have an excuse for the wreck by Trainwreck. He says he accidentally opened Steam.
How do you accidentally do that?
I don't know. I could see accidentally opening big picture mode, but accidentally opening the application?
Yeah, like... What are we doing here?
What's going on here?
It's quite something. Super Soldier will be the first car to elect to stay out. Blitz behind him in the 83. The 26 of middle lane Matt will stay out as well as the 33 of Cruiser. That'll bring up your top 4. In the top 5, in that top 5 position will be Zayden Core 24.
Everybody who pit, I think, had damage. I don't think there's anyone pitting who didn't. It looks like these are all long pit stops. A lot of cars caught up in the wrecks, and including the one under caution. I do wonder at this point, though, if the advantage... I can't believe I'm saying this in a freaking Roblox race. It's supposed to be scheduled for 250 miles. Is the advantage with the guys who are coming in fresh?
I'm not sure.
Absolutely not. No. Track at this point in the race, it's going to be all about track position, and the only way you're going to be able to get track position is by staying out of these caution flag pit stops. I'm really not sure why these guys are all coming down to pit lane after these caution flags, because it's statistically proven in this race that the green flag run is not going to last more than 1.5 laps. So at this point, if I'm a crew chief or if I'm a driver, I'm telling my team that we are staying out. Put those tires away, because there's no point in putting them on the car. Not at this point in the race.
I think, but if you're fresh, you're not coming into this fatigued and, frankly, peeved.
Yeah.
I think that these guys, once they get up towards the front, if you're somebody who's coming in fresh, like Brocktovite, if he gets up towards the front of the field, he's going to be fresh compared to all these guys. He's not mad at everybody already, like the previous driver in the car would have been. I think that gives you a distinct advantage. It gives you a psychological advantage at the very least, if not a, solid. And here's Brocktovite going to the high side. I would watch that number 4 car on this restart. Yeah. He hasn't had as much, experience racing with all these cars in the pack, obviously.
Look at that. Wide in the high lane. He's going to choose the top side again. He's been consistently in the front all day because of that, because he's choosing the high side on these restarts. Why we haven't gone single file yet, I absolutely do not know. That would be the next step, right? But we're just not taking any kind of remedial action. Yeah. So I'm not sure. We're still double filing this restart, and we'll see Zayden Core 24 leading that high lane to the green flag.
Yeah, and that number 8 car on the bottom, I don't know if I can get to him. I'm going through my numbers.
That's
I don't
Super
actually think I
Soldier.
have him on my list.
That's Super Soldier.
I know.
Yeah, it's Super Soldier in the 8.
Hold up. Let me...
Oh, you don't have him on your spectator
There we go.
list?
Nope, I got him. I got him. We got him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had
It'll
to
be
close
Blitz.
the spectate menu, reopen it.
But yeah,
Blitz
I'm
again.
gonna have
Oh, wait
to...
a second. Wide is stopped on the backstretch. Look, he dived out of the caution. He dived out of the starting line. He's stopped on the back straightaway. I think he's got some kind of car trouble. They're not going to be going to green with a car on the track.
He is saying that he's frozen.
He says he's frozen. Yeah, he has no car.
Oh, and he's
he is vaporized and he's been raptured.
Well, we've lost him. I assume we're going to go green still.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're
That is
going
really
green.
rough for him.
Yeah, we're unlocking the server so we can rejoin, but it looks like Super Soldier's going to lead the field to green here. Now watch that 4 car. He's fresh. He's got the freshest car out of all these boys at the front, too. We'll see what happens here. 8 car gets a good jump. 34 can't get in line, though. Look at that 83. Someone with a head of steam and a good push.
Well, big push again from middle lane,
I have
Matt.
faith.
We'll see. Look at the lead that Super Soldier's jumped out to. He's going to be caught sometime in this second corner coming down the back straightaway. It's the 83 who's going to be directly behind him. They're getting loose contact between the drivers behind.
That's not what you want to do. You don't want to get out to that big of a lead.
I
They'll
do
run
not
right
like
up
the
on
look of this middle pack here. I feel like we're going to get a caution again.
Yeah, but look at that 33 had a huge run. He had to back off, but he had a huge... Oh, no. Blitz.
Sideways. 26
Blitz.
middle lane. Matt slides back up into the pack, into the door, and we got the 12.
Oh,
He's the 21
my
is
God.
over. He's up and over. Once and a half down the front straightaway. He is over and flipping, and the caution flag does come out. Super Soldier wins the race back, and the 21 just went on the ride of a lifetime. That is Sleesher. Oh, man, that is an absolute rager of a ride right there.
Yep, and Sleesher got wheel damage, so he's going to have to pit, but Brian Nassaspace breaks the motor. I believe Sleesher hit him in the hood. I didn't even see who that was. It was Sleesher who flipped. I didn't even see who it was in that wreck. He was flipping so quickly.
Yeah, that was
a big crash. Hopefully that was in the back of the
camera. 12.
Looking back towards turn 4.
So what happened there? What happened there, right, was as we were coming down into that third corner, we had one get loose. It was the 26. He cut across someone's nose. It was middle lane Matt. I believe he cut across the nose of the 12. Got sideways, slid back up the racetrack right into the door. The 12, kinetic energy carried over. The 12 door, the 21 hard into the outside wall. It caught head on and started flipping him. And then he just did that in front of the whole field.
Stack up with Blitz just absolutely creamed the guy behind him. He cut his nose off. He gave the guy behind him a full rhinoplasty, free of charge.
And
on the giant crash there.
Yeah, on the back straightaway, I did say I didn't like the look of the mid pack there.
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about Nostradamus not being able to predict this. I think I may be Nostradamus.
That you might be at this point, bro. I mean, this is terrible. Jacob, this is your first experience commentating Jackal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is not. This is a.
And Blitz just broke the commitment line rule, I think. Maybe? No, he didn't. No.
We have had 12 cautions in the past 50 laps.
Yeah, and now
9's blowing up.
Everybody's coming down pit road. Icky, can we get a replay of that? Do we have a replay of that crash?
But
we did. It was on the screen.
It was.
Jacob, I'm curious. What is your opinion of this? I mean, this is just one heck of a first impression.
This has filled me with irreversible disdain.
Yep. Okay, now here we got the replay again. You can see what happens here. They're all shuffled out of line, and we can't see the start of the crash, but we did see that flip. We saw that barrel roll.
Yeah, that was the 21 of Sleesher.
I do apologize for the camera jumping there. I don't control the actual angle. I just control who it's looking at. But you guys did see the start of that barrel roll. He lands on Brian Nassaspace's hood. Right there. You can see that right before that smash.
Wow.
The camera work.
Gosh, what
but
a ride it was.
He hits Brian Nassaspace right in the hood. That's what gave him that smoke and damage. Shout out to Jackal for getting that hooked up real quick on the replay. That is... Man, that one wasn't Brian's fault.
Yeah, out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, finally he's just unlucky there. He just has car land on his hood.
And again, keep your eyes on that 83, right? He won the battle off of pit road. Remember, the 8 of Super Soldier was the one who won the race back to the line, but he'll be dropped down to 4th. Blitz did stay out. Middle lane Matt, the guy who crashed at the start of that whole ordeal. The guy who was sideways on the inside and slid back up into the 12. He's going to be moving back up to second place as we go green in single file.
I guess we finally switched.
We finally switched to single file. And that backpack is really far back. I don't know. Can we get a camera on that backpack? I don't know who all's in it. But look, these guys are really far back from the lead group.
Absolutely.
Keep an eye on that.
That is very unfortunate for them.
This is 5 cars under a blanket, though.
I think they didn't have much warning about going green, but that's good. I think that's. Don't give these guys time to think about who they're going to wreck.
Unbelievable. And it looks like, the 8 of Super Soldier forced to the high side.
He's all right.
We got Zayden Core underneath him, and the 26 of middle lane Matt trying to start that high line. This may not work out so well.
He's getting out to it. You can't let yourself get out to such a big lead because they'll run up on you so quick with this package, it seems. Especially compared to the old package, you could kind of control the run of the guy behind you. I remember last season, especially on that flat track. But here at Daytona,
26 got loose. 26 got loose right there. He had to reel it back in, and he did successfully. But look at how much time it's cost him. Super Soldier dives off from underneath him.
Going to the inside, but look at that. That is great. That's a great move there by Blitz. I know we've been talking bad about his aggression, but that right there was a great move.
He's trying to control the lanes.
Blocking.
Man.
Dives below the yellow line.
He dumped all the air on the 12's nose. That's great passive blocking. He pulled it out of the way and gave the 12 car a real connection. We got a wreck in the back of the field.
Spin! 26, middle lane, Matt, hard into the wall. Once again, coming down the front straightaway. It's a single car, no caution. He will not get a hold of it. Hard into the inside wall. Goes the left rear quarter, unsafe entry into pit lane. His race is effectively over. Look at Zayden Core in the 34. He's going to run to the lead. He's going to try and take the lead here. He does lose the run going into the first corner. He will not have the momentum.
Yeah, he doesn't have a push. That's his problem. He ain't got a push car out there. Nobody wants to go with him. These guys in the front are looking around. They're thinking, man, this is great for us. If they can keep it caution-free, this is only going to be a 7-car race. So these guys...
Absolutely, and it looks like the double zero. Look, the double zero lifted. The 34, they're able to get back in line. He turns the 12. The 12 is able to hang on to it, and now he moves Blitz out of the way. Blitz hangs onto the lead. He's able to reel it back in. The double zero now underneath the 34. They're so tight coming off of this final corner. It's going to be...
Look at the 88 in the double zero. He's going to get a huge run here on the high side if the 88 pushes
3 wide
him.
Almost.
Yeah, they're almost 3. The 88 not looking to push. I think he's looking ahead of him. DSA
hit to the wall. DSA Majors in the double zero.
We had a near crash in the backpack there. I don't know if y'all can see that. I tried to cut to it real quick. We had a car hit the outside wall there.
Yeah, it's looking really rough out here. We've seen, and look at that. Pete has in the Red Bull 92 here. He was another Division 2 promotee. These Division 2 promotees are absolutely proving their top-level talent right here, right now at Daytona. Zayden Core is still stuck on the outside in that Coca-Cola 34. It's going to be very close coming down into this final corner once again. Lap 56 is about to be concluded. The 12 just biding his time. It's Smart Coder, the defending champion.
He can't get down. There's not enough space for him to get down right now, and he really wants down. You're seeing him try and almost rub the guy below him into the 8.
The 92's in the grass. The 92's in the grass. He's going to get tight. And now the 12's in the wall. Smart Coder, the defending champion from last season. He's up into the air. Gets it back down onto the ground, and he will dodge the inside wall.
No. He's coming up. He's coming up.
And he's going to take out the 21 of Sleecher. He's going to take him out. It's hard into the outside wall. No caution yet, as he will try and get back a hold of it. The 83.
He caught the 33 car as well. He caught 2 cars back there. And
83 now.
Look at his telemetry. No damage. He's all right. Might have lost a little bit of tire wear there, but Sleecher's okay. He got through it. That back group was starting to catch up before all that. But now we've got one guy all the way back there who's lost the draft. I believe it's a Red Bull car all the way back there. One of them.
Yep.
Lost that
92
draft.
of Pete as now giving the 83 a shove. Lap number 58 begins as lap 57 ends. The 8 doors that number 4 hard into the outside wall. That may result in some damage to that car. Keep your eye on that double zero of DSA Majors. Him and that 34 have been working together these past few laps. They may try and jump out and lead that outside lane. Now,
here we go.
We got one sideways. It's the 18. Yax Piano, the 27 of Creasum. He's going to try and get a hang of it. He does. What a save from Creasum in the back.
Who benefited from that? The 33 car benefited immensely from that. He's going to have a car in front of him. He can push him past the 21. He's going to be gaining spots like crazy here. That 33 car Cruiser is starting to make his way through the group. We talked about him before the caution, about maybe being a dark horse. And look at this. He's got Brian pushing him hard now, too. If he can get that 88 up to this lead group on the bottom line, that outside line is going to be in trouble. We see that finally the 34 tries to get down. He can't. I would be worried if I'm the 34 here. He finally gets down. I don't think I want to go outside again. He did not have a lot of fun out there, did he? He was stuck out there for a while.
Absolutely. It looks like that outside line is really having some trouble getting formed as wide in the 21, or wide in the 23 and Sleesher in the 21 get together back there. The 34 dives out. He's going to try and lead that outside lane to the front, and they're going to try and fold back down to the bottom. They do successfully.
He was just letting Sleesher in. That was a good move there. That's a good team move. He gave Sleesher some drafts, some manufacturer help there, and that let Sleesher get down. He's not uncoupled from the 70 or the 18 either. These three Toyotas all in a group here. They're in 5th, 6th, and 7th. And manufacturers really help each other out here in the Jackal Series.
Look at the four of Brocodovite. He got shoved to the outside wall hard. He didn't hit it. We've got one car smoking back there. I believe that was Brian that also hit the wall coming into the tri-oval. We talked about it earlier. These cars are getting very tight in the tri-oval. Yikes, Piano got loose.
Brian's got a problem. Look at this. His wheel alignment's out of whack. He's going to have to pit. That thing's not turning for him.
He's definitely going to have to pit.
If he can't turn, he's not going to be able to draft with people. And we're going to watch him in the corner. I doubt that car is going to get down to the corner well at all. Yeah, you see that? He had to whip all the way out of the gas. That thing is broken. He's going to have to bring that thing down pit road, or else he's going to have a world of trouble back there keeping that thing straight.
In race control, Icky was saying a couple laps ago to keep it easy when they were too wide in the back there. So yeah. I feel like at this point, we're keeping it pretty easy here. We're single file. I don't know if anything...
AJ, you talk too much.
I don't want to do it. Dang it.
Jinx. I don't know. It wasn't middle lane Matt. It was the other red and black car. Hit the outside wall there pretty hard. The 23, I believe. I think that's, gosh. That's the guy we're talking about who he has to mention. He doesn't show up on my thing all the time. So whoever that is, he hit the fence pretty bad.
We've got one. It's the 83, still maintaining the lead. He's doing a really good job of controlling the lanes. And we've seen Pietaz go for the lead a couple of times, but he's not being met with much success. They're 3 wide for last there in the back.
Yeah, wide receiver in the 23 car. For me, he's blinking out and off on them. Oh, we got to crash Brian into the 8 car.
With their cars around. It's the 8 of Super Soldier and the 9 of Brian Nassa. They are going to save it, but the 8 was hard into the outside wall, and so was the 9 of Brian Nassa space. And that is going to be bad.
Brian's car is completely dead. It's killed. Brian's car is killed. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it back to pit lane. Alignment's all the way out of whack, and now I believe he's got motor. It doesn't say he has motor problems. I don't know if it's updated yet. But look at that car. That car is beat up. I do not think he's going to be able to get back around again. He's going to have to pit that thing.
I don't know if that's going to force Icky's hand and make him put out the caution, but I feel like he's going pretty well. So
I think Brian's going to be able to get back to pit lane. I don't think he's going to be able to do any more than that, though. That car was already beat up, and he just gave it even more damage.
Yeah.
I think if I'm race control here, the last thing I want to do is end this green flag run right now. Because they've been doing really well.
And now, finally, the reason we're paying AJ, pit strategy. It's happening.
Pit strategy, oh my gosh. I feel like they're going to be coming in these next, I don't know, 5
Oh, the 92 laps? To the lead. The 92 to the lead. I saw it come top of the double zero. Push the 92 and Pietaz to the lead. And look at the jump that he got. Oh, my God. That was one hell of a shove. Then the double zero just gave the 92. How in the world he couldn't carry that to second, I've got no idea. But now we've got the 83 behind the car. We all know how this ends. We all know that 83 is one heck of a bulldozer. We know he's going to give him a push.
We saw the 83 there. He had no option. He couldn't. Oh, here he comes. Whoa, great push by the double zero. 83 came back in the line very risky there.
Look at the 21. Where did he come from?
We just had another crash in the back. I don't know who that was. We just had a crash into the inside wall. No caution.
No caution, though.
No caution. And now the 21 filing in behind the 83. How in the world did he get up this far? We saw him in the back of the pack a couple of laps ago, and he's made his way all the way up to the front. That's Sleesher in the 21.
Now dropping all the way to the back.
And we've started to see a highlight form. We've got one loose on the bottom. It's Trainwreck, and he will save it. What a save from Trainwreck in the 88. He will save it. The 34 is into the wall as a result, but they are going to keep it together. 3 wide back there. Meanwhile, the 83 trying to dive low for the lead. But Pietaz with a beautiful block in that Red Bull 92. We've got another one sideways jumping through the tri-oval. They are going to keep it together. Just contact between them.
Keep it going, guys.
It's looking dicey right here.
They're starting to get real antsy again.
We've got 36 laps to go here, and we're going to see
somebody blowing up. I saw smoke back there. I think someone's blowing up. I don't know who it was.
I think it was tire smoke from the contact that we saw in the tri-oval.
But look at this by Pietaz. the 83 can't get around him. Even with the help when he gets it, he just can't get around P-Daz. P-Daz is doing a great job of maintaining this draft.
It's his first ever.
Was struggling with. That's why he got passed. He was doing a bad job of managing.
Oh, down to the inside. He got loose. Something's wrong with that 83. He's got a mechanical problem or something. Somebody check the telemetry because there's something wrong with that 83 car. And as a result, he'll lose second place. The number 8 of Super Soldier hard into the wall. And now the 34 slams into the curb. He's into the air, through the air. And he will try and make his way back up onto the racing surface. And he does. He'll lose a lot of positions as a result. But, oh man, what a crash that was!
Scheduled pit stop. He was at 110 fuel.
Now we're gonna take a look here at P-Daz. We're gonna show you something on the telemetry. P-Daz, right? He's leading the group. He's been leading for about 5 laps. He has 536 on the fuel. All right, that's his fuel number, 536. When you look at one car behind him, Sleesher has 427. That's because Sleesher was racing a lot harder back there and spent a lot more time out of the drafts compared to the 92 here. The 92.
Oh, they door.
Yeah,
they
he was right
him going through the trial.
That run, but the 21. Oh, we got a crash.
88, around the 23 of Wide is into the air for a moment, and the 88 of Trainwrecks down into the inside. Are they going to keep it together? Yes, they will. No one hits the wall. Caution is not coming out. Sleesher is stuck on the outside with no help, and now we've got the 18. Will elect to slide up and try and maybe give him some help. That's Yikes Piano with the 18, and now the 00 is left without any friends. Looks like we're going to see him fall.
Okay, now look at this. He's blocking bad. That's not good.
To the inside.
Oh my goodness.
The 92. Oh no, Brock to White. He slides and he's going to go. He will save it from hitting the outside wall. Now as lap 67 it comes to a close.
I believe Brock to White got loose there. I think Brock to White got loose.
People maybe? No.
Yeah, look at Brock to White's tires. His tires are worn pretty down. I mean, the front right is an 86. So he's going to be
27 into the wall. That's crazy. 27 into the wall.
Once you get around 85%, you're going to start having problems with keeping the car
in these next few laps, we're going to be seeing a bunch of cars coming in. I mean, I feel like when we're getting to 72, 73, we're going to be seeing people coming in for green flag.
And we see here they're burning about 100 fuel a lap, so we're going to see Sleesher at least coming in 2 or 3 laps. We got
one sliding hard into the inside. That's Wakeful. Or excuse me, that's Wide in the 23.
He only tapped the wall. He's going to be fine. I don't know what happened to him there. He might have just gotten out of the line. We got a speeding penalty here.
He's fine, but...
21 to the outside, trying to gun for the lead. Will they get any help from the 00? With the 00, I like to push the 92.
Yep. And Brian Nassa Space, not a surprise. He's gotten himself a speeding penalty.
Oh, man. His race just could absolutely not get any worse right now. And the 00 is getting one heck of a push from the 8. And that's going to transfer that... It's going to transfer that energy to the 92, and the 21 is left without any help, and he'll go from 2nd to 5th in one corner.
Now, Jacob, you have to understand here with this pit strategy, right? If I'm P-Daz, I have the fuel advantage. And this is something for everyone at home. If you're P-Daz right now, you're fine with leading, you're fine with being second, because you have a fuel advantage. You can pit whenever you want. You have 379 on your fuel, now 375. You see how much he's lifting? Watch his telemetry when he gets in the corner. Last corner, he was not on the gas at all his fuel and do all the work. He's flipping the script. Usually you draft to save fuel. Look at this right here. In the corner, if he does it again, now watch him not do it. He's not doing it. That corner, he was off the gas all the way through the corner, letting that 00 push him. That gives him
DSA Majors is also off the gas.
Oh, the 8 to the outside. Does the 21 stay behind him? No, he won't. The 8 of Super Soldier's been left hung out to dry. And as a result, it'll cost him 3rd and maybe 4th if Zaydenkor can get up there and block that gap. Yes, he will.
Now, the 8 car's not going to be able to slot down here unless he makes a real risky dive. He does. The 4 car lets up for him. That's a good move by Brock to Bite. Earning respect out there. He is the substitute driver, I believe.
And now the jumps come out. Zaydenkor takes the lead as P-Daz and crew come down to pit lane. And I wonder, now the question comes, when are these guys going to pick? Because it's the 88 of Trainwreck, it's the 8 of Super Soldier, and the 34 of Zaydenkor.
They got to come in the next 2 laps, so we're going to see them soon.
They're going to come probably next lap.
Hey, on the 3rd, oh my goodness, we have a mistake on pit road. We have a big mistake from the 00. He missed his pit stop. That's going to just completely ruin his exit here.
Oh.
2 is going to be the first off pit road. He's going to have a big advantage. The 00 was late getting into his box. I don't know if he took less service because of that. He had to have to still come off.
Yeah, I'm thinking Zaydenkor and Super Soldier are going to be coming in here. Maybe even Trainwreck. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, Trainwreck's not going to be able to slow down. He has to go around. I'll be surprised if he gets in here. He's diving late. He's going to try and brake really late.
He's
Good
a
move by
professional.
Taylor.
Will get it.
He can do that.
Yeah, he's got the first
Ooh.
spot, so he's got the chance to do that. Now, if we look at this group here, that's the front group, if we can get onto Brocktovite here, you see this group here, they are currently, I'd say that depending on how it cycles out, I'd say Brocktovite's in a good position, and so is Kreisem. Because they're in this group and they have good fuel mileage and they got good full pit stops. I don't know about that 00's pit stop because he was late getting into his box and came out.
We will have to see as they will come up to try and pass the leader. Zayden Core win the battle off of pit road, but he has no help in getting up to speed. Ladies and gentlemen, new leader. It's my pick, DSA Majors in the 00.
Oh,
he will take the lead, being pushed by Pedaz Gaming in the number 92.
Let's do a full comparison here. DSA Majors is on 926 right now. If we go behind him to Pedaz, Pedaz is on 1405. DSA did not get a full tank of gas. He was late getting into his pit stall. He spun out, and the only way he was going to be able to get off pit road and get into this group was to take less fuel. And we can see here that he is absolutely getting destroyed on fuel mileage, and he didn't get tires. He is screwed unless there's a caution. He is not going to win this race unless he gets some help from the big old racing gods throwing him a yellow, because he is having big problems.
Oh, he might get it right here. That was
Oh,
close
man.
to 4. Doors the
All
83.
the way down.
They were 3 wide in the tri-oval, and as we know, those cars get really tight right there. And they luckily are able to keep it together.
That might have done Blitzen if he doesn't get a caution.
Absolutely. Blitzen's race is basically done. He's out of the draft. There's no way that would ever happen.
Oh, Brocktovite's around!
Oh, we've got another one. He's around. It's Brocktovite. The number 4 car, he slides hard into the outside wall. He will hang on to it, no caution. Meanwhile, Zayden Core in that 34. He's made it back up to speed. He's leading the outside line. He's going for the lead on lap number 73, and he will take it to 00 of DSA Majors.
Now look
will
at
not
DSA
have an
here.
answer.
Look at DSA. DSA is doing the right thing. He's running the low. Oh, the 21 not doing the right thing. What is he
Sideways.
thinking?
He's going to be hard into the 27. Now they're wrecking. Multiple car wreck as the 27 goes around. The 88 hits the curb, and the 8 will hang on. But the 27 is
I have
backwards
no idea how that
in
wasn't
the
a
exit
caution.
of turn 1.
Oh,
no
wait.
caution
He may get a
yet.
caution.
It looks like the 27 of Kreisem is still stuck.
No, Kreisem is getting it back together. It looks like everyone's getting forward. Kreesem's back up to speed now.
Oh, man.
So now the 00 is leading.
Oh my
my
God, the 92 sideways. It's Pedaz. He tried to get underneath the 00. He got loose. He got sideways into the wall. It's not a hard lick, so we may not see much damage on his car, but his race is absolutely over unless he gets a caution within the next 10 laps and a near miss. That is unbelievable that the 4 is taking that at speed. That is absolutely unsatisfactory from the number 4 car.
No,
that
that's
is
a good.
unbelievable.
He has to keep his speed up.
Absolutely should not have been that fast.
He avoided
There's a car in front of him. He should have absolutely slowed down there.
Look where he is. Look where Brocktovite is. He is barely hanging on to this draft right now. The guys in the draft are doing about 195, 196, I think. He's doing 191. He's barely hanging on to this draft.
I feel like that's fair game. That's fair game.
00 of DSA Majors still in the lead. He's taking back the lead as a result of
now remember,
Pedaz's spin.
DSA Majors is screwed on fuel mileage. He's going to have to do real good things here. I mean, look at this. He's letting the 34 by. He wants to draft. This is some Toyota teamwork here, I believe. Look at this. These 2 Toyotas are going to be trading the lead, I'm sure, because the 00
3 Toyotas. Look at the 21 and the 18 behind him.
mileage needs to make it unless they have some real fuel saving. Because we look at DSA Majors, he's at 638, and the 34 car. If I can get him on the thing here.
So the 33 riding that outside line, he's got to run.
He's got twice as much fuel. So, AJ, if you're the 00, what is
Look
your
at that
idea?
33. Where did he come from? He had to run all the way back down the back straightaway, and now he's fighting for 5th place. And will the 88 let him in? No, he will not. The
now,
83 behind him.
If you're the 00, do you have any strategy here? You have teammates around you. But do you think you can even make it to the next pit stop on cycle? I don't think you can unless you guys go off cycle to help you.
I feel like you're gonna have to go off cycle here because there's no way he's gonna stretch this fuel out to 2 times the fuel mileage that he's getting. Come on.
And
that's wishful thinking.
Last season at New Hampshire, we saw someone stretch the fuel mileage beyond our record. They did a great job. I don't think that's possible today. I think it might have been Chris Bald-Paul who did it. But look at this. Look at his telemetry. He is all the way off the gas. And he's only getting on it when he's about to, get past. And
Wide
his teammates
receiver
being
just
very
returned.
cooperative behind him, Sleesher. These front three Toyotas are going to run this race unless the cars behind them get organized. Because a 3-car group, that's about as... I mean, you can control the race with that many cars in a line. And here, they might lose that line right here. The 88 car's going inside.
3 wide back there as the 21 gets shoved out of line.
That's
He's going
not
to try
smart.
and go back in and dive into that draft. Oh, man, that was a big move from the 88 as he moves up to 3rd. Super Soldier at 4th, and Blitz
33
will bring
tapping
up
the
our top
wall.
5.
Yeah, Cruiser just
Now
tapped
rejoining
wall.
the track, the 23 of X wide receiver X.
Yep, so that's good for him. He's going to be getting back on track, getting some
He's
laps.
several laps down at this
Now,
point
I
in the
think they'll
race.
give him all but one back. I believe that's the procedure, AJ. You know more than me about this.
I'm not sure, man. You're gonna
Well,
have
the
to
double
ask
zero,
Casey
the double
about
zero
that.
gets shoved out of line by the 88. He has no help on that outside, and as a
Now look
result,
how
he'll
much
lose
fuel he's
second
burning
place.
now. Yeah, look at that. He's all the way off the gas. He's trying to get in. If he doesn't get in line here, his race is
Pull
done.
the 88's loose, and now into the back of the 34. That was close. That was very close to being a caution for the lead. Man, that would have been something. And oh, we do have one sideways. It is Blitz in the 83. In the outside
come
wall,
on,
slamming
Blitz.
back
Oh,
down.
you're
In the
kidding
ice
me.
Are you
piano in the
kidding me,
18.
man?
Momentarily in the
What?
air
Yeah,
now.
if he's up in the
Sliding
wall,
back
he's
up.
gonna
And
fall
the
over.
yellow
No
comes
way.
out. And that is exactly what DSA Majors needed. We were talking about his fuel mileage, and now this caution will give him an opportunity to get into the pits and get
Now
that
watch,
gas
see if the 88
back into
tries
the
on
car.
this racetrack. He might try here. He might try and get something. He's got a good push from the 8. He's popping out. That 8 car's a Ford. He tries to
Here we
push
go
the
to the
88
high
out
line.
around the
I
34.
don't
but
see a
didn't really
point
get
in
chance.
pushing for this race back to the line unless you know you're not going to stop.
I would think that you still want to lead under the pits. And the 88 car tried to pop out there, but the 8 car came uncoupled from him and tried to, hang it out to dry and dive under him. That's a nice
This is
move.
one of
Like,
those-
I respect that move by the 8. You're trying to gain a position. But the 88
This is
car,
one of those tracks where it's a lot better, in my opinion, to be in second place than it is to be in first, because at the end of the
Of
day,
course.
you're not mirror driving, and you absolutely control when and where you want to make that move for the lead. So I
at
think
the
being
very
in
end of the day,
second
yes. But right
down
now, I
pit
think
road is definitely a better idea.
at 2 to go, you want to be second. But there's a gray area, because, early in the race, you want to be leading because you'll be ahead of all the carnage. There's a gray area in between the end of the race and the beginning where you there's a certain point where you want to be second, of course. But I think right now you still want to be first. I think we're still going to have more crashes, and you want to be out ahead of them so you have that track position for the end. And you can win. We saw last season, you can win the race from the lead on the last lap. You can do that. It's hard. You have to have some help. You have to get some luck. You have to be a good mirror driver. You have to, not get dumped. But you can
26
do it.
gets the wave around.
And if there is someone who is going to do it, I'd say it's Zayden Cole, because he's been driving very well when he's been front running. So I think they'll pit here, but I think we got to think about Zayden Cole as a potential winner because he's looked good at the front.
Yeah,
Keep
and
an eye. Oh, DSA Majors disconnects.
And we got a blow up.
man.
back.
Oh, that is not
also,
good.
I
And that's
will
going to block
say,
that's going to stack up everybody else. The
Yeah, nothing you can
oh,
do
the
about it.
88
Engine
misses
blew.
his pit stall.
And DSA jumped out of the car. We're going to see if he gets back in. He got back in. He apologizes.
And let me just say at this point, I mean, I would say under green that you would have to be thinking, at this point, under caution, you're going to have to be thinking even more about where you're going to be at the end of this race.
And we were hyping up Zayden Core. He didn't pit. So
Yeah,
He did not
Bro
pit.
did not
I
pit.
didn't know pits were open, but that's tough.
Yeah, so he's going to miss his opportunity to take a stop. I'm wondering if he's going to wait to do it under... With this few laps left to go, I think he might just have to take the penalty.
He can't make it by any stretch.
Yeah, he's going to absolutely have to take the penalty and give the lead to Super Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Zayden Core stayed out there.
Yeah, I don't know what he's...
I don't think he was aware that the pits were open.
he said,
And the
"Man, I didn't know
83's got a
pits
to
were
the rear penalty. 83's got a to the rear penalty.
Yeah.
The pit light did turn green, like, when he was, like, almost, like, past the commitment line, so...
Yeah, he
yeah,
could
I
definitely
guess.
have a bone to pick about that one. But
Yeah.
a couple of cars coming down here. I think everybody's going to come down if they're smart, top up, see if you can make it to the end if we get more caution laps. At this point, strategy matters. We see a speeding penalty. That's a car who's already going close to the back, the 12th car. So I don't know if train wreck comes off pit lane here after just a top up. I don't know if it's smart right now to treat this as your last fuel stop. Because we're going to have more cautions. We're probably going to have an overtime, I believe. Do we still have the overtime rule, AJ?
I don't think so. Let me ask Icky.
Yeah, because I think
they're going to be choosing this lap.
Okay, yes, we do have green-white checkers. Okay,
oh, okay.
So
3 green-white checkers. Okay.
3 green-white. Well, knowing this race, we're probably going to use all 3.
Yeah.
So you have to factor that into your fuel. Just add 9 laps to your fuel calculation, and you'll have the right. You'll have your number. As we see Blitz dropping to the back for his penalty. So leading the field of green is going to be Super Soldier. Now, at this point in the race, we see Brian Nassa space in second somehow. I'm sure that'll end well. At this point in the race, where would you want to be? Do you want to be front running? Do you want to be in the middle of the pack? Where do you want to be?
Perhaps second, absolutely. Speaking of second place, look who's up in second place. It's Brian Nassa space. He's made his way all the way up there. That was a great pit stop from his crew. And we may see him in a position to win this race if things go well.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, I don't see him winning. I love Brian, I really do. I don't see him. For one thing, he doesn't really have the teammates up there to help him. But maybe if everyone else crashes and gets motor damage on the last lap, he's got a good shot. So
this is the 3rd time in a row that 12 and 92 have pit. I don't know what the issue is on those cars, but this is the 3rd time in a row they've come down pit lane.
Trying to top up. Trying to get as much fuel as you can packed in that car, see if you can make it.
Looks like that'll give the lead to Super Soldier. He'll be on the inside. Trainwreck in that 88 will be on the outside. They are electing to go double file on this restart in the hopes that maybe we can get some good racing. But take a look at the 23 of wide. If he gets that lap back and another caution comes out, he's absolutely in the green. But only time will tell on whether or not that happens with just over 28 laps to go.
Yeah, now we have to wonder here, how many more cautions are there going to be? Because that's going to impact your strategy. If you think there's going to be a lot of cautions, you might try and just avoid the wrecks. If you think we're going to go green to the end, you've got to already, I mean, we're 20 to go. You've got to think about, inside 20 to go, you have to think about where do I want to be for the last few laps. So I would not be surprised at all if some of these guys start jockeying for position, trying to get lined up with teammates. Might see some cars drop to the middle of the pack to pick up teammates. Because I think now is about the time you want to start finding who you're going to get linked up with. It's not a tandem draft league, obviously, but you do have to wonder, you can't do it without help. I mean, you can try, but it's real hard to do it without help, especially when there's cars out there who are going to have that help. So we're going to see him come to the green flag this time. We're going to see what happens here. Inside 20 to go. They've cleaned it up, and they're giving us a show. It's going to be Super Soldier on the inside, Trainwreck on the outside. Green flag is out as they reach the restart zone. And just about everybody
jump
got
on the 88. Look at him. He had a massive run on the outside, and so does Proctovite. He's going to give him a push. That's going to be enough to maybe even get them both to the lead here, as they will be just barely clear of Super Soldier. He dives down to the bottom, and he will come down in front of the number 8 car, and Proctovite's going to have that run off of this high side. We talked about it at the start of the race. Will that be enough to get him to the lead? They get more loose. They fan out behind him.
That 23 up on him.
Man, they are 2 by 2 by 2 by 2.
88 just took himself out of it here. I mean, he put himself in the middle. He might get passed on both sides if he's not careful.
He knows he's going to get a run off that high side, and with all the force underneath him, Proctovite slams him into the 8. But they will keep it together, and that's going to cause some damage for Proctovite. Proctovite is falling back into the field.
Dang, in the old sucker hole.
Yeah,
unbelievable, and now they're all into the wall. They're all tied off the tri-oval. The big one has struck here at Daytona for the 9th time, and a caution does come out. The 88 is in it. The number 9 is in it. Everybody is in this one. The 88 is loose coming back to the backstretch. 83 is involved. DSA Majors in the 00.
The Super Soldier's going to have trouble here on his hands on the race back. You've got 2 cars lined up behind him that have been pushing pretty well.
It's Yikes Piano, but look at wide there on the top side. Kreisem will not elect to give him the push, so I don't think Super Soldier's going to be challenged for the lead. Oh, but he gets the bumper on him. He's going to be clear. Coming into the tri-oval. Yikes Piano takes the lead. And will he win the race back? It's going to be so close. Yes, he does. He will win the race back to the caution. Yikes Piano, the 18 won the wall. The 27 is around. The 23 is around after the caution ends.
What are we doing?
You got to
on the
give
caution
Kreisum
here?
all the credit there. Kreisum pushed him out. That was a great move by Kreisum to push Yikes Piano around Super Soldier. That was some great work there by Kreisum. It's a good push. That's the reason he won this race last season, is that he can work with anybody. And that was a wonderful move there to push that Yikes Piano car up to the front. And now he's going to be leading at this next restart unless they pack fuel into that thing. Blitz is
Well, we've got one
smoking.
blowing up
He's
in the
gonna
back.
have to
We've got one blowing up in the back. It's Blitz.
I just said that. Blitz is smoking. I think it's going to be interesting here. Yikes Piano, we haven't seen too much of him at the front. How is he going to front run? Is he going to be good linking up with this 8 car and Kreisum behind him? We saw that good push. Those are Toyotas. They're going to work together. But I wonder about that 8 car, because he's kind of out of sorts here. Unless if they all stop and come out in the same order, the 8 car's lane choice is going to be very interesting.
That is unbelievable.
Now,
It's like Wide's going to get the runaround. We were talking about that earlier, right? Where he's going to get that wave around. He's going to get that lap back. And now he's going to be at the rear at the start of this next restart.
We were talking about earlier, I was talking about how with 20 to go, you need to be thinking about what you're going to be doing at the end. At this point, it's go time. You need to be executing that plan and, I don't know, just hoping for the best.
Looks like
Yeah.
the 18.
Now, middle lane
Barely got in
Matt
his
staying
box.
out. I like Matt. He's a good driver. I don't like that call at all. That is not a good call. If we look at his fuel here, he's got 1175, so he might be able to make it. But he can't go full tilt
Yeah.
like some of these guys are going to be going. So I worry about that call. A couple of guys complaining about their wheel alignment getting knocked out. Don't hit the wall. We see Blitz still getting work on that car. Hit the wall very hard in the last caution. Assuming we go green to the end. All right, we're
Here's
going to
a
get a
replay.
replay here, by the way. Replay's not loading for me. You see
Yeah,
here.
it's just a big mess off the tri-oval.
Yeah.
A bunch of cars got tight. They slid up into their competition, and it was on from there.
You know, a big part of that is we got guys on different levels of tires, different levels of fuel. Everybody's on different strategies, doing different things, and sometimes you all just kind of meet in the middle. And guys getting caught up there. It's just tough. You know, that's just
Oh, we're single file restart here with 14 to go at Daytona.
Thank goodness. Thank
About
goodness.
So middle lane, Matt. Oh, server freeze for anyone else?
Negative.
All right, it was just middle lane, Matt. Never mind.
We are going green this lap. Just heard from race control with 13 laps to go.
Yeah, and I would wonder here, middle lane, Matt. How do you manage this restart? You're leading the field. You're probably good on fuel. You don't know. Is there any tricks, any strategy y'all would be trying to pull if you were leading the field here on this restart?
Get
Stay in
behind
front.
Sleesher. Okay. Okay.
Stay in front. That's the strategy.
We have two completely
Very
different
differing views from the
different
analysts.
views.
We got a
but-
whole lap. Explain yourselves. So why would
Yeah.
you get behind Sleesher, AJ?
To be honest, if this goes green to the end, I would want to be second. Staying behind him. Also, Matt doesn't have a lot of fuel. He doesn't have as much as others. So staying behind Sleesher would be probably
Advantageous, yeah.
his best bet. Yeah.
Now, Jacob, why would you want to lead?
I'm just going to let Sleazer push me. Obviously, we know the fuel mileage isn't great, but since we're single file, right, Sleazer's not going to have any kind of help to get around you, at least not at the start, and just let him push you for as long as you can and maybe stretch this fuel mileage out to be able to get in the last 13 laps.
Yep. So we're going to be coming to a single file restart. Middle lane, Matt in that 26 car leading. 21 car Sleesher is following him. He's going to have Yikes Piano behind him. That is a teammate, or at least a manufacturer mate. And we are green. Good pushing back there in the group. 21 car doesn't have anyone coupled up
Oh,
to
they
him.
fan
He's
out. We
wide
got
on
two
the
guys
apron.
going down low. It's way below the apron.
Now
Looks like
Sleesher's
they got loose for a
alongside
second.
26. Look at this. Look at this. He's going to get outside here, but he didn't have the run. He wisely ducks back in the line. He's not going to hit himself out here. Sleesher's playing the long game. He knows if this goes green, you don't want to spoil your chance of getting the lead early. Shuffle back into the pack where we're racing like dogs.
Absolutely. And these two have pulled away from the pack significantly, but here comes Yikes Piano being pushed by Griezmann, and now they're going to be alongside each other in the final corner for the lead with 12 laps to go. He's got the bumper on the outside. He's trying to file his way back in, and he does successfully. But again, this is what we talked about, right? The train has started, and all middle lane that has to do is let him get pushed.
You are not going to beat this if you're the 26. Like, no matter, there's no way you're beating 3 cars on the outside trying to get past. Oh my goodness, what happened?
Hard in the wall, the 27th around, the 18th around, and the 92's in the fence. The 92 of Penaz is in the fence, 21's around, 34, Zayden Core in the wall, and now the 8 of Super Soldiers in the wall. The 12 of Smart Coder, he's now sliding back down the racetrack, and we've got the race back coming in. The 88's taking the lead, and that is unacceptable, unbelievable coming out of the trial with those guys.
That greatly reminds me of Bubba Wallace wrecking Eric Jones at Talladega. Those
that is so true. That is so true.
They had it won. They just have to get around him, and those 3. I guess it was 2 Toyotas and Creason, but I don't believe he's a Toyota. I think he's a Toyota. All right, I'm done. All right, but still, those 3 guys, we knew they were going to work together. They talked about it. We saw they were going to do it, and they wreck. They had it won, and they crashed. Coming to 10 to go, they're on Jackal Racing Network. The Toyotas have blown it. Can they gather it back up? That's the question. There's going to be a lot of cars pitting for damage, a lot of guys wiping sweat off their brow because their fuel mileage is somehow going to work out now. Their Hail Mary shots to get track. Blitz is in second somehow after blowing the motor last caution. What happened there? Can we get a replay, please?
I mean, you can kind of see it right towards the start. The 26 was down on the bottom trying to hang on to the lead for that lap.
We got a replay. The Toyotas just messed it up. I might have started behind him, but they certainly
one thing I do want to call attention to is that at the start of that clip, you can see the 21 and the 26 make contact in the tri-oval. We know those cars get tight, so I don't know if the 26 slid up the track. I don't know if the 21 came down, but one thing's for sure, there was contact between them. That's what sent the 21 into the wall. 21 goes around, and it's just a mess from there.
Yeah, these Toyotas, man.
34's blowing up. 34's got engine trouble.
They had it won, man.
He's going to have to pit with less than 8 laps to go.
They really did have it won.
I mean, 26 looks like he's staying out again. The 26 stays out again.
Look at his fuel, though.
He's trying to stretch this fuel. Yeah, he might be good now with that caution. So the pit call are going to be for the guys who had damage. And now again, we talked...
Go ahead.
We talked about it at the start of the race, right? This is like really when things start coming down to the wire. This is where those that pit strategy really comes into play, right? And with that caution involving so many drivers, so many cars, that has absolutely thrown all of these teams off their cycles. And it's put some people up in the front that we maybe didn't expect to see here at the start of the day. Look at the 33 in fourth. If they do go double file in this restart, which I doubt they will, but if it does happen, we could very well see something extremely unexpected here.
Pedaz sped on pit road with the damage. He was probably going to the back anyways. I don't think he was the most damaged car, but he was close. So that's a speeding penalty for that Red Bull number 92. Just about takes him out of contention unless we get another restart after this
he flew into the fence. His race was pretty much already over.
Yeah, we had a bunch of cars flying in that one. These blowover physics, they're still pretty good.
I mean, you saw the 34.
That was like the focal point of this series, is the fact that we had the blowover physics. Like, what was that, 2017 or something? That was years ago.
That was like, that was a few years ago.
A long time ago. That was the focal point here, and we're still seeing guys blow over.
You think at this point
guys would know that if you get backwards, try and get it, hold D and S as quick as you can, or else you're going for a ride.
Yeah, with the physics of these cars has always been a little bit iffy, right? We saw earlier back on lap 67, the 34 hit that curve on the inside near the road course, and he flipped almost 90 degrees and then landed back on his tires somehow.
Well, so that's a big selling point of this series back in the day, was the blowover physics and the aero physics were pretty good for roadblock standards, and they still are. Probably the best at this point. Icky's put a lot of work into them.
Yeah.
But with the damage now, it used to be you get turned backwards, you're going to blow over, whatever. Now if you blow over, you might hit the fence and really tear up that race car and then spend more time in the pits. You're going to get a lot of damage fixed, and you're going to lose spots. So I think that at this point, you have to be more conservative. I think it definitely punishes aggressive driving, especially once we get to the tracks where there's less cautions, like a New Hampshire or a Dover. When we get later in the season, we're going to see some races with probably 1 or 2 cautions, and if you're in the caution, your day's over. We're going to see that. I think that's a great thing about adding this level of damage. I think it's been a great job by Icky to bring it in. I mean, today is a plate track. Everybody's going to get back in the group. There's going to be big ones. Maybe not the best example of the new damage model, but I think they've done a good job.
Yeah, definitely.
So I believe we're going green this time.
We are. And with
So
with 7 laps to go, or excuse me, 8 laps to go.
It's gonna be 7 to go at the line. Or 8. No, 7 at the line.
Yeah, 7, yeah.
7 at the line. So I don't know about you guys, but if I'm middle lane that, I'm not feeling great with Blitz behind me.
Yeah, I'm not. The freaking torpedo, man.
Yeah.
That's no.
Well, like Blitz,
I'm not feeling.
Blitz
pretty.
he's Loganoing this. He's gonna win this race if he has to take out the rest of these boys to do it. Same with Matt.
He's willing to do. He's fighting as hard as he can. Green flag comes down 26. Middle lane, Matt leads the field. Single file. We see Wyatt already trying to start that second lane. Friesen dives up in front of him, trying to get some momentum on that high side coming off of the first corner.
Now look at that 4 car. 4 car's got a good push here from the 33, but he can't move off his bumper, so he can't go anywhere with it.
Absolutely. Oh, he does move off of his bumper. He dives down below the yellow line there. But he will not make anything of it. Now, what does the 83 do? We're all watching one car to see what the 83 is going to do in the closing laps of the Daytona 250 of the Jackal Racing Series. And oh, we got the 33 diving up high. Sleeps right underneath him. They're 3 wide for 3rd place. Smart Coder, where in the world did he come from? And he's going to make his way all the way up to 3rd in his first race as an owner driver. Cruiser in the 33 stuck on the high side.
He's run out the middle. Oh, the
23 is around. The 23 is around. Another big crash coming into the tri-oval. They're all around. They're all wrecking. We've got one in the air. It's the 9 of NASA Space. And the race back to the line will commence. And oh man, we've got a huge crash right there.
Yeah, I saw no way they were going to keep that green. It looked like Brian got caught up in it. A bunch of cars back there. Just a stack up. Nothing you can really do on that one. But now Blitz
in the commotion.
Look at this.
Blitz is taking the lead. Oh, the 27 to the outside. 27's got to run to the outside. Does he use that to try and take the lead from Blitz? I think they're fighting each other too much. I think Blitz is going to have way too much space coming out of this corner.
Here comes
middle lane, Matt. Close down to the inside. It's the 26. It's going to be so close to the line.
The drag race. 83 doesn't have the short way around.
It's going to be the 26. He's got it. Middle lane, Matt with the lead. And the 83's hard on the wall.
No, he can't do that. He can't do that.
Collect the 8 of Super Soldier as he climbs over the curb.
Now watch this. If he hits the wall, he's going to get damaged.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's going to be so close. He manages to keep it off of the wall.
Oh, he's come on, come on.
And he will slam into the 4 of Broctovite. That will start some damage.
All right, he's got to get it straight though before someone slams into him.
And with 5 laps to go, we've got another big one here at Daytona. Oh, man, that is rough.
So Matthew leading the race. What? Who saw that coming?
I did not see this coming from
I told you.
I mean, you were saying?
That's exactly what he's got to do to stay in front. Just let himself be pushed by the 21. Just let himself save that fuel till he's got enough to go to the end. Stay out. We know that there's going to be a ton of cautions in this race. Those green flag runs are averaging 13 laps. 13-lap green flag runs, right? So he will have an opportunity to pit again, and he's absolutely going to take it this time, I think.
Wow. So, yeah, I guess I stand corrected. Like,
now,
I mean,
we have an update. This is from Icky. The ticker is wrong. It is 6 to go right now. I don't know if the stream can see it. Let me actually look at the OBS. Yeah, the stream can barely see it. The resolution might not quite be good enough on YouTube. That ticker at the top, the shout box, that's the actual number of laps to go. The lap counter is wrong. It says we're on 97. That's a scoring error. Right now, we're actually on lap 96. All right,
yeah,
so
we will be updating you guys on the laps to go, and so just keep that in mind.
There's a scoring error that got caused by somebody getting out of a line or passing when they shouldn't have, and now this ticker's wrong. It happens. So just ignore the ticker. It's not quite right. The positions are right, but the scoring pylon showing the lap number is wrong. It's actually 5 to go. So
gotcha.
Train wrecks pitting. We got a lot of guys pitting here. I think 2 are still on pit road. We got 1 guy catching up.
Looks like we'll see Blitz take 2nd place here. I'm curious to see if race control tells us we're going double file here. Most likely not with how chaotic this race has been, but it is going to be very, very tight coming to the line if they do, and I'm wondering if Blitz is going to pick that outside lane.
I don't think you can surprise these guys like that because they've been working together. I mean, you line up with a guy, you're trying to work with them, and then suddenly it's double file and you lose that. I don't think that they're gonna send him double file with the choose.
We'll have to see. And keep in mind, middle lane Matt did not start this race. It was another driver in that 26 car who kept him in about the middle of the pack all day. Caution came out, they came in, did the driver change, and now middle lane Matt, off of fuel strategy, has made his way to the front of this field with 4 laps to go. And I believe we are going green this time.
Or
we're listening to Rage
AJ
Control,
the MJF
trying
fan.
to, yeah.
Saving the ticker. That's something that it's gonna work.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
It's
I
gonna
don't
work.
think he's gonna try it. But yeah, we got the shout box that shows us. We have a shout master commentating. We have a shout box on the screen. It works.
It's true.
There we
It
go.
works.
It's
So
true.
We're good.
looking at
It
this,
just works.
in my
It's like,
Joey
it's
Styles
like Tom Howard.
analyst play-by-play hybrid duties here, I would like to point out something. Looking at the back of the field, way back there, we have Yikes Piano, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has a Toyota behind him, and a couple cars in front of him is a Toyota too. And he has been good when he gets up there. I wonder about these Toyotas working together, because earlier when we saw them work together, they got to second and then wrecked. Will we see that again, where all the Toyotas jump out of line, get in their own group, separate from everyone else, and just run down the leaders? Just, don't pick anyone up besides your group. Just go. I wonder if we'll see that again here late in the race. Green flag's out. Middle lane Matt leading. Blitz looking inside. You can't pass below the yellow line, Blitz. You do know that. And
he's always shoved there. The 21 got into the back of him, gave him a massive shove on the pointed end of that Toyota. And that's going to shove him below the yellow line. He's got to forfeit those positions. Sleesher to second place, and middle lane Matt with a massive lead. We know that's inoptimal for this track specifically. No one's going up to the high side just yet.
Look at the 8 car. 8 car's going to push Sleesh. Sleesh to the bottom. Oh, middle lane Matt.
Oh, he gets blocked late. Late block for the 26, and that's going to cause him to have to slow down. It's going to be so close coming to the line. And Blitz, he's almost to the back of the pack. He's made his way back up to the high side.
They're 4 wide at the back. They're 4
wide behind. Train wreck down on the bottom. He got loose. They're feeding and banging to the line all the way. 3 laps to go. Middle lane Matt hangs onto the lead. It's going to be so close.
Down there. He can't get help here. He's passed under the yellow. I don't think he cares. They're going to go until they get
several cars in the wall. Yikes Piano. Train wrecks is around. They're all into the outside wall. The 0. Here comes NASA all the way back up into the track. He will save it. Caution comes out. We will see overtime here at the Daytona 250.
And here's a race back. This is an important race back. This is
a very, very important race back.
Here comes the 23.
Right. It's the 23 of wide. We talked about him at the start of the race. It's been a dark horse.
Oh, man, they're wrecking.
They're down below the yellow line. That's not legal. The 21 cannot do that, but the 83 can. He will go below legally. Middle lane Matt gets turned. Coming to the line. It's going to be so close. 3 wide.
Here we go.
And the 83 will do it.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, Sleesher won the race back as they're crashing, wrecking all the way back down the front straightaway.
No! Look
Over
at
the
Matt's
line.
motor. His motor went.
Man, middle lane Matt.
His motor went.
With a heartbreaking end to this race. He's got engine trouble blowing up on the second corner. And we are looking at what is most likely going to be a red flag. Oh my gosh. Sleesher went down below the yellow line. I don't know if we're going to get a replay, but if we do, you can see Sleesher. He's going to make this pass willingly below the yellow line. The 26 did not force him down there. So I don't think he's going to have the lead on this start. I think we're going to see Blitz take the green flag as the leader.
There was a lot of passing going on below the yellow line there back in the group, too. I think a lot of these guys who got their positions got them illegally. We saw at one point when there was the wreck happening, one car who was in no danger of getting caught up in the wreck went all the way down on the apron to pass. I do think that if we were going to enforce yellow line violations, the order wouldn't change because everyone commit one. So we'll see what happens. Icky's got a lot to look at here, or he can do what most league admins do in this case and just say, if everyone cheated, no one cheated. We'll see what the answer is here from race control, see if anybody gets penalties.
Well, the 83 made the pass for the lead, and he did not go below the yellow line. So what I'm thinking here is that they may just hand the lead to the 83 and send the 21 to the back. But we are not sure on what's happening. Meanwhile, 26 coming back down to pit lane. So will the 88, the 18, the 4, the 9. That's Brian Nass's space. He was looking like he was in a good position to try and maybe get a top 10 in this race. And he'll be shunted towards the back thanks to that last crash.
Now, he says he has vision lag, and he's going to try and get a new car.
We will have to see. Sleesher we still have no word on the Sleesher penalty. I don't know if we're going green this time.
I think that everyone was just all stacked up anyways. There ain't going to be a penalty for Sleesher, I don't think. There's so many yellow line passes there that if you were going to be fair, you'd have to penalize half the dang field.
That would be what I would do. That would absolutely be what I would do. Rules are rules. You can't allow people to make that kind of move because, again, it's going to be like the wall ride at Martinsville, right? If they hadn't made that illegal, everybody's going to do it on the last lap. And then what, right? It's a bad look for the sport. It's a bad look for the platform. They absolutely, everybody that made a pass below the yellow line on that last turn absolutely should be penalized.
Well, the thing is, a lot of them here's the thing. It's a judgment call on the if it's a block below or if they got forced below. And it would take, I mean, we're trying to get this race, remember, the first hour of this race didn't even take up half the laps. I think at this point we just want to give these fans a finish. So I support not taking all this time doing instant replay. Just let the boys finish this race out. See who wins.
Boys will be boys.
We can officiate the final 10 laps all we want. But there's still going to be guys making borderline moves. We see it every year at this track. We see it every year at the plate tracks. Except for the flat one. The flat one we sometimes don't. Forget the name of it. Yeah.
Moving on, we've got our eyes on that 34 car, Zaydencore. He had a motor issue with 12 laps to go here. And they will be going down single file for this restart. We're going green this time, but that 34 car of Zaydencore, he's a D2 promotee. We've talked about it. He's run up front for most of the day. He's got a really, really good shot to win this race because look at who's behind the 21. It's Blitz. If Blitz does what we all think he's going to do, we could very well see the 34 win this race on the last lap.
Let's go over the green, white, checkered rules here. So, of course, they're going to take the green, and if they take the white under green, then the race is official, and the next flag will end the race. So,
which has to be the checkered because we have a race back.
Which has to be the checkered, yeah. So, yeah, that's basically it for green, white, checkered.
Yeah. And we only have 3 attempts. That's the important thing. We only got 3 attempts.
Yes.
It's really hard. Icky's not going to throw a caution for some, rinky-dink little crash. I mean, you're going to have to get the sport banned in 7 countries to get a caution at this point. These guys are going to race real hard. And you know how it is at Daytona. Someone's going to go home peeved. Someone's going to go home real mad about how this race finished.
And it's always exciting.
Because Blitz has been blocking and running so hard all day. He's made himself some enemies out there. He might have a hard time getting a push.
I'm curious to see if on that back stretch of this next lap, if we're going to see Smart Coder and the 34 of Zaydencore jump out and try and build that second lane. The 92, keep an eye on him as well. That's Pedez. He was, again, running up front during most of that green flag run that we had earlier. So he's got a really, really fast car here. And I think that this is going to be a very, very exciting finish. The tension is palpable. We are underway. Green flag flying for the green-white checkered attempt for the Daytona 250.
The Blitz and the 34 both dragged it there. Look at this run that Blitz is going to get from it. He's going to hop back in line. That was a good move by Blitz. It was a good idea. He backed it up and then got that layback jump. We got 4 wide in the pack. Those guys are racing real hard to try and get themselves up towards the front of the field.
Sleesher has too big of a lead here.
Yeah, Sleesher made a big mistake there. I mean, there's nothing he can do. He can't control the guys behind him.
Here comes that second line. Look at Pedaz in the 92. The Smart Coder try and get in front of him and try and capitalize on that momentum. We're 3 wide back there for 5th place.
He's got too big of a lead, Sleesh does. He blocks.
Well, the 83 got sideways. 83 got loose right there. That's going to slow him down considerably. He's going to keep getting pushed by the 12 here.
We're going to make it to the white, but look at this. Sleesher's going to have a hard time here. He's got 2 Fords lined up behind him, and these guys can work together. We've seen it all day.
White flag this time. Sleesher takes the white flag. Next flag will end the race. We've got cars all in the wall. We've got the 18 around, the 80 around, denied, hard into the exit wall. And now the 34's around. Can he save it? He will hang on. He will hang on. He'll lose spots. And now we've got the 83. The 83 pushing the 21, the 12. I don't think he's in range to attack. I think it's all going to be down to these two cars right here. Keep your eyes on him. 83 goes to the outside. He has no momentum. He dives back in.
He's forced below the line.
He's forced below the line, and now the 4 is sideways. Off the back, and now it's going to be so close. Blitz.
Look at Trainwreck.
They called him every name in the book.
No momentum.
Like an absolute animal, fighting tooth and nail. They wreck behind him. Trainwreck's to the outside. It's going to be close. Drag race to the line. Blitz has got it.
What?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He did it. He absolutely did it. What a race. What a finish it was. As they wreck behind them, almost every car in this field is not safe from the crashing. And at the 83 of Blitz, he fought tooth and nail from start to finish of this race. He had to fight for every single position, and he will take the checkered flag at the Daytona 250.
We said that he was going to go home pissed or he was going to win, and he won. That was something. That was some driving there at the end. He found that there was not a gap there. He made the crossover move. Can we get a replay of that back straightaway move at some point here? That back straightaway move was just
complain about how he did it, but complain about how he did it, but the ends justify the means here. Oh my goodness! Blitz
what a close finish there. I don't know if we can get a replay of the move on the back straightaway. He pops out of line high. He doesn't give Sleesher a chance. Sleesher had to react. And then he dives back low with the push.
27
below the apron.
As Prism gets out of his car on the back straightaway, they are celebrating together. Look at that.
Now, we're going to get an interview with him in just a moment. I have to get out of the spectate menu and teleport over to him. Hold up. Actually, I'll just speed myself. That was something. There's drivers complaining about the officiating.
Wow.
There's drivers complaining about getting blocked. It's Daytona. Both of those things, I could have told you those would happen on lap 1.
What?
Absolutely, we've got it, and it's going to be interesting to see how race control.
Out these drivers who are complaining about the no caution call. We're going to get over to our winner if I can find him on the backstretch.
Regardless of whether or not the caution would have been thrown, the next flag would have ended the race, and the 83 slides down pit lane, slides into the infield. He is your 2024 Daytona 250 winner.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you can complain all you want about how he did it, but he went into this race with a mission, and that was, don't care about what anyone else is doing. Run out there, run your own race, and go ahead and win this thing. We're going to bring Blitz into the call here. We're going to give this man the interview he deserves after he's done with his burnout. I mean, this is... We can get one more replay of that finish, though, as we pull him in.
I mean,
that was just
what a race. What a finish. Man, that is something.
Great.
What a finish it was, man. It was a great race.
The Jackal Racing Network. Blitz, you made everyone mad out there, and you won the race. How'd you do it?
I have no clue, but I'm just going to say shout-outs to Matt, NASCAR, and Bolt. They are the ones that got me in this race alone.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't. Goodness. You did a great job out there of just at the end of the race. That move you made on the back straightaway, you didn't give Sleesher a chance to react to it because you kind of forced his hand. He had to block the first move. Was there an idea? Was there like a seed of that idea? Because I saw earlier in the race, a lot of times you would pop out on someone, then pop back in line. Was there a seed of an idea there, or was that just on the fly, not something you thought about coming to the
that's
light?
a bit of both. Sorry to interrupt you, I'm just too excited. It's a bit of both, actually.
And look, Blitz.
Okay, so there's two things into that. Number one, in season 1, I was notorious for throwing fakes on Good Square. He remembers that, and he would be able to tell you, even in an interview, that yes, I did throw an absolute ton of fakes. But like I said, it's just a kind of, way to throw people off that line and get me to that position that I need to be. And on Daytona, obviously the inside is the key. That was it. Now, I can't stress enough, bobbing, go by their fire suits, Matt, NASCAR, and Bolt. Thank you so much. And thanks to the Coda Sky team. They've been an absolute gem. They've basically helped me win this race, and it's honestly to them. I'm dedicated to them.
I mean, you did a great
Absolutely.
job out there, man. That was some driving. No holds barred. You took no prisoners out there. Was there anything out there that stood out to you in the package that you felt like you excelled at, that was able to help bring you to the win?
Honestly, I was extremely comfortable with compensating for the lag. I don't know if you noticed, but I very rarely went anywhere above half the track, even on massive lag spikes in the start. Simply because I was able to quickly adjust to that massive delay, and I could just get the runs that I needed. And when for example, me, Train, and I think Bidaz, we were in one line, or Coda, we were just balling it through, and I do mean balling it through. At one point you saw those three cars just cutting through the field, and that was because we were in sync. We understood how each other's gonna be, and we were able to just keep that line together and consistent bumps.
Yeah, I mean, that was great teamwork at the end. Great not teamwork. I mean, you drove a complete race out there. Might not have made too many friends, but I respect the hell out of the way you did that. Any other questions, boys?
Jacob?
No.
I do have to say, Blitz, I am so proud of you. In your return, basically, come on, man, you were great out there, man. Oh,
Dude,
man,
you have no idea how much that means to me.
It's so nice seeing people people that I know just succeeding, and yeah, I hope you run more races, because you definitely still have it, man.
Man, I'm going to be as much as I can. Okay, this sounds bad, but I'm gonna find a new job that just lets me race. I'll have Saturdays off. That's gonna sound scuffed as hell on the replay, but screw it, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
I just wanted to say that. Oh my goodness, man.
I mean, that was great driving out there, Blitz. I haven't raced Blitz too many times, but I'm familiar with him. Good driver, not afraid to rub people's feathers, not afraid to throw some blocks, do some fakes. I saw at one point you dumped air on a guy, air blocking, Logano style. Love that. You did a great job out there. Congratulations on the win, man. Go enjoy it.
Well, you fought tooth and nail for every position. You are the 2024 Daytona 250 winner.
Yay.
Hey, Blitz.
Hooray for Blitz.
I mean, we saw all race long, he was the most aggressive driver. He was occasionally over-aggressive, but that's how you win at Daytona. This is the track you can win it. You can win two ways here. You go all the way out aggressive, Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse style, like Blitz just did. You run aggressive, take names, you cut people's noses off, you fight for every inch of racetrack, you dump air on people, you do everything you can. All right? That's the one way to win. The other way to win is to, sit back, kind of Dale Earnhardt plate racing style. Sit back, let it come to you. There's two very valid ways, and we saw at the end, that was kind of a competing styles there between Sleesher and Blitz. They had two opposite ways of plate racing. We saw that at the end. And I thought it was a fascinating duel. It only lasted about, maybe 20 seconds. But just the clash of styles there. Blitz able to come out on top this time. I'm sure if you had those two in that position 100 times, the result would be 50-50. Blitz got him on this day, and he did a wonderful job. And I think it was a great showcase of different ways that different driving styles can work here in the Jackal Cup Series.
Yes, of course. And despite the start of this race, the first third of this race, the finish just makes up for it, man. Just diving down the inside, Blitz. Oh my goodness. I have no words, man. I have no words. What a run. This is cinema.
What a run. What a finish here at the Daytona 250 of the Jackal Cup Racing Series. But that's going to be all from us here at Daytona Beach, Florida. We'll see you next week for the next race. Thank you all so very much for watching. You all have a wonderful day.
Until next time.
Man, we must be in the overrun. We couldn't do any other interviews.
Yeah.
True.
We hit the overrun.
All right, stealing the car. Bye-bye.
I don't want to see the